Please note that any comments, jokes, questions, maybe anything that we say on the History of Bad Ideas is all in good fun. And remember, we insult everybody. Our thoughts, opinions, questions, anything else, actions that we do on the show do not reflect any of our employers, organizations, advertisers, or anyone else that is associated with the History of Bad Ideas. And remember, at the end of the day, it's just a joke.
Superman before Zack Snyder ruined him. Michael Keaton was the best Batman, while Christian Bale was just deadpan. No one remembers the other ones. Princess Leia in bikini and transform a Lamborghini. Please don't let Shia LaBeouf ever act again.
Please, God, no.
Remembering tales from the crypt, back when Michael Bay wrote good scripts.
He wrote scripts.
All right here is no mystery. It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas.
Podcast.
Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 556. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
Brian.
That went out of turn. Blake, are you here?
Sure.
Oh, there he is. Brian just took your thing down, Jay.
Well, he just said he was in a hurry and he had to go home, so I didn't even know if he was going to stick around.
He just left.
You gotta show up and be prepared for this shit, man.
That's right.
No fucking around.
Did you come on to the show this week, Blake, in order to rebuke everything that Sean said last week from Pittsburgh Nerd?
No, I complete him supportly 100%.
Good call.
Completely.
Good call.
Support him completely, 100%. He's my favorite Yinzer.
Oh, even above
is.
Ian and Stork? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, certainly above Stork.
Well, yeah, Pittsburgh Ian of the year. Sean, we want to thank Sean for coming on the show last week.
Did you get your bag of dicks in the mail for me?
I have not gotten the bag of dicks in the mail yet.
Oh, shit.
So, bag of shit maybe is in the mail. We got to check with the Hello Jeff box in a little bit.
Now, when I'm not on, I only listen when people that interest me are on, and Sean interests me because he's my favorite Northern West Virginian.
Did you listen?
That's right.
Did you listen?
Of course.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did he say about you?
I'd like to hang out with him all day too. But maybe he needs an extra beer or two to get through the whole day.
I just he called you the asshole.
And you know what? I would actually buy him fries.
Yeah, on top of the sandwich?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I know how it goes in Pittsburgh and Cleveland. Despite the fact that Clevelanders and Pittsburghers hate each other and whatever, eventually they meet in the middle, and that's called Youngstown. But anyway, the fact is that for some reason that part of Northeast Ohio and Northwest Pennsylvania. It's true. They put fries on fucking sandwiches and shit, man. It's it's something that they have in common, but they'll never admit to.
Is there any town that Cleveland doesn't hate? People of Cleveland doesn't hate. Akron?
No, yeah, they hate Akron too.
Toledo?
Because it's Akron to Cleveland is like Dayton to Cincinnati.
Gotcha. Cleveland. Does Cleveland like Toledo?
Who?
Toledo?
Who?
Mudhens?
You mean Southern Michigan?
No. Yes.
Oh, no, they hate Southern Michigan as well.
Hey, we fought a war to have that in our state.
We didn't fight a war. We just happened to have a Ohio president in the presidential office at the office at the time who could make a declaration and declare what parallel line that Northwest Ohio.
Look at us being a history podcast.
I know, this ain't full of bullshit.
Yeah.
Not like bullshit like it's properly spelled.
Yeah.
Whatever that jackass's name was. If he's listening this week, thank you. Please listen again next week.
So we had some reviews on YouTube. YouTube Music has helped us out a lot with our podcast, and we appreciate everybody listening and the new people.
Not intentionally.
I don't know if all of them are intentionally listening, but they are. Some of them are. And we are not a history podcast, but we do throw some history tidbits in, usually about pop culture.
Or Nazis.
Or Nazis. Or...
Well, let's get it out of the way early to this week.
Thanks, Brian.
You're
And
welcome.
we have regional cultural flair too. I mean, people learned a lot about French fries just tonight listening about Cleveland and Pittsburgh.
So, another person said last week they weren't going to listen to 2.5 hours of bullshit. So,
Hold on, bullshit, not bullshit.
bullshit. But yes, thank you you can follow us at History of Bad Ideas on Facebook, Bad Ideas Podcast on Twitter, and the History of Bad Ideas on YouTube. And you can listen to us on nerdly.co.uk.
Good day, mate.
Good day, Governor.
Hello.
Chicky monkey. So yeah, there you go. So Blake, welcome back. You look well rested.
I feel well rested.
That's good. That's good.
I'm still recovering from the weekend.
Ooh.
It was a fraternity brother get together reunion
In
up
a
at
cabin?
Mohican. Yes,
In the woods.
the Mohican in the woods with camping.
Did you golf?
Yes.
Really?
You know what?
Do you golf that
Fortunately,
much?
no.
Okay.
Fortunately for me, though, my sister-in-law's future husband is a golf pro, and he taught me how to hold my driver with a special grip that would stop it from slicing right all the time because, I'm right-handed. And I applied that to my golf this year, this past Friday. And it took me the first couple holes to realize to stop swinging the club like a softball bat
Yes.
because I was missing this,
The sweet spot.
I was missing the sock monkey action,
I gotcha.
Friday nights that we do. So, but once I learned just to go ahead and swing, all of a sudden my drives were going down the middle of the fairway, and I had a couple good drives.
It's kind of like Signs, the movie. Swing away, Merrill. Swing away.
Yeah, we played a shamble. You know what that is?
No.
A shamble is kind of like a scramble, but it obviously shambles apart after the drive. So everybody drives, and then you play the
Closest?
best two drives, and everybody plays their own ball from the best one or two
Okay.
drives. So you have to pick one of the two drives, and after that, you're on your own. And in that case, I sucked.
How often do you play golf? Once a year?
1 to 3 times a year.
Gotcha. Jeff's a big golfer.
I've played twice, maybe even 3 times.
In your life or this
my
year?
life.
Okay. I get bored after hole like number 3. Putt, I make it through hole 9, and then I get bored.
Well, like I say, though, I never shot over par.
That's true. Did you just quit?
I quit when I hit par.
Good call.
I paid for par.
That's true. You can't say your numbers aren't good then.
Yep.
I at least go to 6 strokes.
Brian, how are you doing?
I'm great.
Do you play golf?
Nope.
Do you have any desire to?
Nope.
Okay. I like your hat.
Thank you.
It's a nice Cincinnati Comic Expo.
2 years ago.
October 18th through the 20th. Get your tickets now at CincinnatiComicExpo.com.
It's at the Sharonville Convention Center.
That's right. Jason Isaacs is going to be there. Ming Na Wen. Katie Sackhoff.
Chuck Norris.
Yeah. Kevin Eastman.
I was just about to say that. You stole that right out of my mouth.
Yeah. Christina Ricci? Nope.
Is Jensen Ackles going to be there?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not that we know of.
All right.
He may be. He may just be walking around. Hayden
Just checking.
Christensen may be just walking around.
It's true.
Probably not, but might be.
Might be.
There is a larger than 0% chance.
Yes. Mira Sorvino is going to be there.
Yep.
So yeah, get your tickets. Hope you will be on the basement floor in the panel rooms. Come see us.
Mira
Come say hi.
Sorvino. You should ask her a question about Barcelona.
Is that a movie?
Yeah.
Or the country? State?
Movie.
City?
Before she hit it big, she was in
Oh.
a movie called Barcelona, which is about a naval officer stationed in stranded in Spain. And his buddy worked for Motorola.
Is this a documentary?
No,
About
it could
you?
have been.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you meet Mira Sorvino when you were in the Navy?
No, but man, I'm attracted to Mira Sorvino. That's right.
Who isn't?
Exactly.
Who isn't? So, okay.
Paul Sorvino, I don't think.
Paul probably isn't.
No.
Brian,
Jason.
did you watch anything this week?
I did.
What'd you watch?
I have one episode left of Presumed Innocent.
Okay. Jake Gyllenhaal?
Solid. Like I'm not coming off of my statement last week of possibly the best TV show of the year.
Okay.
So I have one episode in this season left of that.
Okay.
Started watching SEAL Team.
Oh, the one on network TV?
Yeah.
Okay.
With the Bones guy.
David.
Yeah, that guy. Boreanaz.
Yes.
Borealis.
Borealis.
Boreanaz. Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
The Bones guy.
And Angel.
Angel.
Yes.
Actually kind of surprised that I like it as much as I did.
Is it just kind of not lighthearted, but like something you don't have to think about? You just gotta watch and.
I mean, no, yes and no, a little bit, but like it's kind of like they just it's like their missions.
Okay.
So and then like halfway through the first season, like they started a storyline where they were like deployed for longer, and like the missions got like more than
extensive.
one episode's worth of an episode. So that kind of like hooked me in, like where they were kind of telling a story. Like,
and how many seasons you on?
I'm like maybe 10 episodes into the second season.
Okay.
But they're 22 episodes a season. So
the network TV plight.
So
you'll watch that, but not Arrow.
Yeah, because this is better.
Watch
than
it.
Arrow.
Stay on target. Arrow is a good show.
Arrow.
He won't get that reference.
No, he won't. That's Star Wars. Damn it.
Oh, I thought it was a bow and arrow reference.
It is archery from the Olympics.
Yeah, there you go.
Stay on target.
But yeah, like because it's better than Arrow in my opinion.
Okay.
So I enjoy spending my time watching it, as opposed to I hated myself for devoting so much time to the 14
Arrow.
episodes of Arrow that I will never get back.
Okay.
So there's a difference.
Good news is you only have like 200 episodes left in Arrow.
Well, I feel like I have like 200 episodes of SEAL Team left too.
How many seasons is this on? 7?
I believe 7, and it's the last one is now like airing.
Stream.
So
What's it on? Paramount?
Paramount, yeah. Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. Blake, did you watch anything?
I thought you never asked.
Blake, you kind of were looking around the podcast studio like, I haven't been here in a while. What's new?
Well, the first thing is,
Yes.
I want you to know
Yeah.
that I did remember the game that you sent me on, a wild,
Goose Chase?
scavenger hunt through 71,000 people on the Gen Con floor.
Nothing wrong with that.
So I got you your vegetable stock.
Oh, thank you.
And note, you can, put this on video or take a picture of it. Note how small the box is.
That is a very small box.
Normally when you have me go buy games, it's at least
Pretty
2 to 3
big.
times bigger than this.
That's normally just because they put it in a big box, even though it's just a deck of cards.
Exactly. So here is your vegetable stock game from Arcane Wonders.
Thank you, sir.
Pass that
Thank
down
you. I appreciate that. They keep
There
the
you
cost
go.
low because it's a small box.
That's what she said.
Does look
I'll
nice.
send you your bill in the
Please
mail.
let me know. Please let me know.
Could be.
Thank you very much for this. I'm
You're
excited.
welcome.
I'm excited.
And it wasn't like I was going from next row to next row. I was going from aisle 3 to 21, back and forth several times, depending upon.
Is it like going in the
our
grocery store, you just
communication.
go down a couple aisles and you're fine?
It's worse than Kroger's.
Oh,
Because, Kroger's changes their shit up every
Yes.
couple of months.
yeah.
And then you sit there, you think you know where something's at. And then
You know
you
why?
go in there and you're like, where'd they move everything to?
Because it's cheaper to go in for the customer than to get it online.
And then why do they change it up? But they don't explain
Because they don't
why.
want you in there. They want you to spend more money online.
No,
on ClickList.
exactly. And last night I was
I have no
standing
proof of
there.
that.
Yeah, I think it's just the opposite. They rearrange it so when you go in, you get lost and you stumble across things you didn't intend to buy.
Maybe that's it. Maybe
Yeah,
that's
exactly. And when I was standing there, I was looking for, protein bars. And this lady and her kids were sitting there too, and she's like, I can't find anything. And I'm like, well, neither can I, because I used to have the stuff right here where I bought it every week for the past 6 months, and now it's gone. You got to relocate it. And then another lady's like, I don't know where anything's at because I order all my stuff online. This is why I don't come into the store. I'm like,
Correct.
Join the crowd, lady.
Is this a very old man rant?
Almost.
That's a very old man
Almost.
rant.
Yeah, actually, it's a Kroger rant. Old man Barney Kroger may be upset by this.
Is his head frozen like
Not
Walt
by
Disney?
my rant, by
Oh.
the fact that
Kroger's keeps fucking
they
things
keep
up.
fucking moving things around all the time.
Is his head frozen like Walt Disney? Barney Kroger.
No, I don't think so. But hey, he could be in the head of lettuce section.
That's true. It's true.
It's all right. But anyways, here's something else that I found. When I found the Jensen Ackles, Supernatural poster for one of the girls, she's like, well, if Jensen's Ackles there, can you get me his autograph? And I said, I don't think he'll be there. But I found a poster. Here you go. And she's pretty excited about it.
Okay.
All right, so I found the same guy that did those prints, the cards are in the back here, is Joe Coroni Art Store, and he signed these little miniature prints here, and I found all 3 eras of Stormtroopers.
Oh, clone
kind of
troopers?
like the old, political, posters of like World War I, World War II shit. So you got the old Stormtroopers from the episodes 1 through 3, Unite.
Okay.
You got 4, 5, and 6, the original. That was under Conquer.
I like it.
Stormtroopers. And then, of course, after that, you got Order, which is the New Order Stormtrooper.
That's pretty sharp.
So I figured.
Thank you.
And the reason I was looking around, I was like, I haven't contributed much to your podcast for a while. But I did buy these thinking these were pretty cool. So you can put these in your podcast room if you like, or you can hand these out as prizes at the expo or whatever.
I kind of like the podcast room. What do you think, Jeff?
There you go.
I think they would look nifty hanging up.
I think if we could get like a 3-frame picture
I think
frame,
that would be pretty cool. Yeah,
I think we could do that.
Yeah.
We can do
By
that.
the way, this is our podcast room, not his podcast
Yeah, it's ours.
This is our room.
Sure.
It is. If it was my room, my wife would be organizing a lot better.
Correct.
It drives her nuts to see this room, and she's like, you don't even have the pictures lined up. Like, you have, like, Frogger over there, Captain America one.
That's what annoys me is when people have to put everything, like, completely divided, even weight on each side.
Yes.
Yeah.
That annoys me. I want it to look like Fridays, where it's shit on the wall.
It's all over
Tchotchkes
the
everywhere.
place.
Exactly.
We do.
Shenanigans
It's
going
like,
on
oh no,
here.
we have to balance. Put one poster
Right,
of
yeah,
the
yeah.
same size over on the opposite side.
This is Star Wars.
Oh, cool.
So just let you know.
I didn't know what that was.
I like this.
So that's
I
pretty
like
neat.
this.
But now, here, I also wanted to bring this in because this comes from our friends our friends. This is from the Adventure a Week people, AAW.com. This is, this is the gear that you get if you're, a Hobie Media member.
Okay.
Which is, what we are.
Yes.
On our podcast.
Which is full of bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. No, bullshit, not bullshit.
Bullshit.
So, you can take this and put a picture up here. This is the $130 book here.
Did you buy that?
No, this is what they gave us for free.
Oh, nice.
He was gifted.
Yeah, I was gifted this from Jonathan G. Nelson and, of course, Stephen Yardley. Those are the two dudes that I got a picture up with
That's
that
right.
I put online.
That's right.
And so they're the AAW.com, Adventure Week people, which is pretty cool. They put out a bunch of, tabletop role-playing games. Basically, their goal is to put out a small, one-hitter every week. Or if not, you can take all those, collect them, and all that kind of fun stuff. So this is the Rise of the Drow Collector's Edition that they gifted me as being a member of the media.
You are a media member.
Thank you. So yeah, so if you get a chance, you can subscribe to them and get little mini adventures every week that are sent to you. They got all kinds of online, tabletop or virtual top games. So this is their big Rise of the Drow, which is interesting because I got the old 3.5 edition, which were 3 PDFs, which were really a series of 3 PDF adventures that they put together that they eventually created into one big book there. So you originally started out at 6th level. Okay, nerd information, 6th level, but this is basically taking you from 1 all the way up past 20. So everything you get and need to run, well, that's for 5th edition, run a 5th edition D&D game. It's everything there in the book. Everything from the Monster Codex to the NPCs.
The Poison Naga.
Yeah, the Poison Naga. And if you take a look, the artwork in there is top-notch.
Artwork is nice.
Yeah, it is a quality print book. It is very, very nice.
Do you know what the Onks ooze is?
I'm assuming it's some sort of ooze.
Yes.
There you go.
Of the Onks variety.
Yes.
When the onx ooze takes
Wait,
damage.
how are you spelling that?
Onyx.
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 Oh, so it's a black ooze, I'm guessing.
When the Onyx ooze takes damage, that reduces it to half its maximum hit points. And again, when reduced to 1/4 its maximum hit points, it spawns a black pudding into a nearby space.
Ooh,
There you go.
spawns black pudding.
But what's also really nice about that book and all the fun stuff that's in there, it's great artwork, self-contained. You can do everything that you want in there. It's pretty cool. So I really like it.
There's a succubus in here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. So I figured, you've defeated the dungeons and you defeated the dragon.
That is true.
But your new challenge, for you and Brian, of course, is the Dro. Can you beat the Dro?
I'm more worried about the dragon turtle. Look at that.
oh,
You
dragon
should.
turtles are tough.
The Drurdle?
No.
The Drurdle?
It can breathe.
I doubt you could even defeat an onyx ooze.
It's only 25 strength. It's only 25 strength on this dragon turtle.
That's a Drurdle?
Drurdle. The Drurdle can breathe air and water.
Well, yeah. That's kind of what each of those animals do.
It makes 3 attacks. It can bite, 1 with its bite and 2 with its claws. It can make 1 tail attack in place of its 2 claw attacks. Oh, okay. There's a Drider. That's a spider.
Dragon
It's
spider?
half Dro, half spider.
Yep.
There
Do you know
go.
all of this stuff in here?
A lot. Yes.
I'm
But
going,
but that's the thing is that the best
what's a
part
meaty
about
mushroom?
yeah
No, we can't. Nope. We're not talking about that.
Is a meaty mushroom edible?
well technically yeah you could.
They're both delicious and nutritious,
Yeah.
whether raw or cooked.
That's right.
So there you go.
But the best thing about that is I can add that to my compilation of just tons of shit that eventually I'll get to in the next 20 years.
That's funny. What's a cannon golem?
It's a golem, which is a construct that is a non-living organism. But I would say a cannon golem for the specific Rise of the Dro is probably a golem that can launch projectiles.
It's a cannon. Internal workings are a mechanical labyrinth that would entertain.
Did you say? Hold on a second. Did you say mechanical or did you say cannon?
Cannon?
Cannon. Okay, yeah.
But it's mechanical.
Yeah. And it launches what? Projectiles.
Yeah.
Look, there you go.
I do like the book golem.
I can just guess it. Yeah,
The
exactly.
book golem is fun.
Yeah, that's
like
good
that.
stuff. The art in there is really nice. And
I do
everything
like
there.
the art. I will say that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And the background story with everything is pretty cool as well. So
That lady's throwing up like the girl from The Exorcist.
yeah,
Look at that.
Yeah,
Brian, we beat this dragon like day 1, I think, day 2.
Yeah, stay away. from that.
Yeah, I think that was early on.
Yeah. I mean, this fool is getting eaten by the dragon, but here's an idea. Don't go by its mouth. God. The Bihar. We beheaded the Bihar.
I bet here.
Yeah. What about the basilisk?
Basilisk.
Yeah, I took that as a pet.
Don't look directly at the basilisk; it'll turn you to stone.
But I took it as a pet. I never made eye
Well,
contact.
as long as you're riding it, you're okay.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
So, everybody in front of you can get hard,
Oh,
turn to stone.
and then eat the mushroom.
Yeah,
That is a very nice book. I do like that.
but it is pretty cool. So it's pretty nice. At Gen Con, they were selling these at a discount for like $88.
So it pays to be part of a podcast.
So yeah, it does, and they got a nice little fort in there. They also have a nice in memoriam to one of their playtesters that helped them with all this, and they obviously passed away during the making of this. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Jonathan Nelson, very good guy. Jonathan G. Nelson, sorry, and Stephen Yardley, who's from the UK.
Good day, mate.
Who was there, and it was like his first ever Gen Con, but that guy's been writing adventures and story stuff for him for many years now. So then hopefully they're like, maybe we can get him back. And maybe with this Hobie bump, maybe people will say, hey, Steven, heard you on that bullshit podcast. Come back next year.
Did you know that's not a history podcast?
Not always.
No.
Yeah.
Nazis?
Sometimes.
Nazis.
So that's the good stuff I brought. Okay, so Umbrella Academy. I did finish the Umbrella Academy. Did you finish the Umbrella
I finished
Academy?
the Umbrella Academy, yes.
All right, 6 episodes for the final season.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So what'd you guys think? I mean, you talked a little bit about it yesterday, but you didn't want to talk too much about it for giving spoilers and stuff because you hadn't seen the entire season.
I was 5 episodes in last week, so I finished that up, and it was anticlimactic.
Yes.
The ending?
The ending was.
For as rushed or as like hectic as the first 5 episodes felt, the 6th, there wasn't really much to it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I know I said this last week, but if they would have given them a full season, like the 3 previous seasons, they could have finished telling some of those stories and they could have finished it.
Yeah, it felt like they rushed through any stories they started just to, I would say.
Just to get to the finish line.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I didn't click on the story and read it because, I did, horrible homework on it, but I did, but I'm distracted because I was like, oh, look at that Onk's black pudding thing. No, but there was a Netflix, the executive saying, well, we really wanted to get 8 episodes out of them. I'm like, why not? Because you guys have the money and the purse strings, and you didn't even get them 10 because all the other previous, series were 10.
Well, the question was, the Netflix wanted the extra episodes, but did the
cast
producer
or
the cast or
producers and writer, the showrunner? I was under the impression it was he got 6 episodes and only had 6 episodes worth of
material
of thought.
Well, okay, let's call it the George R.R. Martin. What's the 2 showrunners for Game of Thrones?
D&D,
not Dungeons and Dragons, but
Dan and Dave.
Problems when they run out of original content, and this is something I did read. And that was that the Umbrella Academy comics have not concluded yet, and there is no final ending to their story.
Oh.
So similar to Game of Thrones, Umbrella Academy, out of original material, of course they follow it strictly. Whatever, they did their own thing too. But same thing again. Showrunner and the writers had no original content to go off of, and so they spin off their own shit, and they're like, we just want to finish this up. And it was okay. It was anticlimactic, as you said. The ending is, mostly definite. I mean, if they wanted to, they can come back and throw a boomerang into it if there's enough. If somebody pays them enough money, they may come back and do something.
I don't see it ever coming back.
Probably never, but never say never. You never know. But the ending, I thought, as it was pretty nice and definitive, more or less. Not the kind of ending that I would hoped for, but ultimately, I don't want to give any spoilers because it's only been out for like a week or 2, right? A couple of weeks.
Yeah, a couple of weeks.
But
like a month now, I think.
Yeah, or has it been? Yeah, 3 weeks maybe.
It came out the 8th of August.
Yeah, so it's still this month. So, some, cover your ears, skip ahead 15 seconds. Ultimate sacrifices in order to make it to happen. But I did find a lot of the humor and the original content was pretty funny. Klaus again was one of my favorite characters, still is, and they get some special new powers. Some of them do. And, of course, number one's, gig as a male stripper is pretty funny. And when he comes up, 8 Boy again, it's kind of funny. And then Klaus, one of the combat scenes, grabs somebody and flies up the 2nd floor. He's like, oh, well, I can fly now. But that hurt. Those pretty funny moments. But, there are a couple episodes where you thought they could have built a bit more on the story, but they just like, okay, let's just keep going.
Do you feel like Umbrella Academy, this is for all of you, did that fall off like the zeitgeist faster than The Boys? Or even Walking Dead?
Yes, and I think it's because it took longer between seasons.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because the first season came out 2019.
Yeah, right around COVID. Right before COVID.
2019. 4 seasons, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
4 seasons, 5 years. And this is another problem that's starting to happen in the streaming world, where they're doing seasons that are 6 episodes, 8 episodes, and then you're waiting 2 years until the next one. Like people were complaining about the House of Dragons. It's like, okay, that wasn't a full 10 seasons. and next thing you know, to get your next House of Dragons, you're going to wait at least 2 years. Or the same thing with Andor, for example, for Star Wars, you're going to have to wait a couple years in between then.
Not for the Acolyte.
But not for the Acolyte, because you don't have to wait anymore, because that's over.
You can watch all that there is.
Yeah, and then, so here's the interesting thing, right? So you talked about Walking Dead.
Yeah.
That's right. I don't give a shit about the spin-offs or anything else. I gave up on The Walking Dead. How many years now I've been bitching about it?
I'll be honest, like the Walking Dead spin-offs look interesting because it's Daryl Dixon, and then the other one is Negan and
Maggie.
But
I used to care
I like
about
those
it.
characters.
And Carol.
Carol, that's right. I like those characters. But I have no desire to go back and watch it. I don't have a desire. I didn't even finish the last season.
Neither did I.
Yeah,
and it didn't bother me.
I finished the last book. I picked up the last book of Walking Dead, and it was fine.
Yeah, we didn't finish it either, and we were pretty,
I was pretty invested.
All the way up until, and then we just were like...
Apparently you weren't pot committed.
I think I made it through, I think there was 12 seasons, I think, roughly. Say there was. I think I made it through...
Let's say there was, yeah.
Yeah, I think I made it through 10 and a half. Oh, no. Yeah, 11. I made it through 11, and then I got through like 3 or 4 episodes in the second last season, and then I never went back to it.
Yeah, even after
11 seasons.
There you go. Even
Okay, so I
after,
made it through 10.
And Rick was departed in what?
Yeah.
Season 9?
Season 8.
Or 8?
Yeah.
I made it past the Rick missing. I made it to the Negan redemption story.
Yeah.
Made it through the crazy zombie face people.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm like, okay, that's it. Whatever.
Yeah.
But the Umbrella Academy, I wanted to watch it because I knew it was the last season, and I was pot committed, even though there was some gap in between the two, because I liked it enough. Because also it's kind of funny enough, right? But The Boys, I was interested in that. I still haven't started that final season, and I'm not sure if I am.
It's one more season. We got one
they
more.
don't have the final season yet.
This is season
I'm not
4.
even.
I'm
sorry.
I'm still
the next
2
season is
episodes
the
in.
last season.
I'm not
All right.
against it at all, but it's not like something I used to rush out and watch it every week, like when it was released or something. I'm
Me
more
too.
actually interested in Gen Z when it comes out, the spinoff. Gen V, sorry, not Gen Z.
I haven't even started that.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's enjoyable.
I haven't watched that yet either, and it's on my list.
I would recommend Gen V. I enjoyed Gen V more than pretty much the last... That was the 4th season of Boys.
Yeah.
Probably the last 3 seasons.
Okay.
First season of The Boys might... Because it introduced a lot of the stuff that you need to know for Gen V, but...
Yeah. I was reading an article speaking about that with Peacemaker. It'll be over a year since the first season came out. It'll be almost a year and a half before the second season's even going to be released.
Jeez.
And it's like, that's the thing that the streaming companies are up against is like, network TV. They get it done and they turn them out, and
because they in theory have a season they have a schedule every year,
right?
Streaming is like whatever we can buy 10 more seasons of Winona Earp or something.
Well,
and
they
put that on.
In streaming stuff, I guess they let their creators make what they want.
Yeah,
so their schedules aren't as strict. Where
Which
like when
is good
you
and
have
bad,
to when you have to show something, like every
Friday night.
Yeah, every Friday night we have to show something. So it's like you owe us a show.
I mean,
get it to us.
You'll probably have better creativity with the streaming rules, right? Because you should. Because there's not as much pressure to produce every week. I get that.
Some people work better under pressure, though.
Correct, and that's the thing is I think it's a good and bad thing. It depends on the creator of it. But that's the other thing too. Like Yellowstone, we talked about, and I was talking to my wife this week, and she's like, "We're going to have to watch the last season again."
Yeah, 1,000%.
It's what 2.5 years now, whatever it is. 2.
It'll be. Let's see. It'll probably be 2 years.
Yeah.
Almost.
And it's like, holy crap.
I'm still waiting for the follow-up to which was the spinoff, 1928, the post-World War I.
1923.
1923.
1928, 1923, whichever one.
Yeah.
That's really good.
It was really good, and now I'm like...
I want the second season.
So
long.
I'd rather have the second season of that than another Yellowstone season, to be honest.
If it just ended the way it did, I really don't care.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So the final episode of season 5 that aired was January 1st, 2023.
Okay.
So
Almost a year and a half.
November 10th.
Year and 10 months.
November 10th is when episode 9 comes out.
So almost 2 years.
So almost 2 years.
Jeez, oh, Pete. I mean, I can't even believe Kevin Costner died in that time. Side note, Kevin Costner, Horizon comes out next week, I think. It might be on Max now.
I think it comes out on Max this weekend.
Okay.
23rd, I believe.
I'll be watching it. I want to see it.
I'm going to watch it.
I'll give it a try.
I want to go to the theaters.
I'm interested enough because I heard an interview when he was talking about the movie and stuff, and he had a lot of high praise for some of the female lead actors and in telling the story, especially in regards to the Native Americans and all that kind of fun stuff perspective as well. So I'm interested in that. Plus, it's a cowboy.
They said the amount of people watching on Max with it kind of dictates if they're going to release the next sequel, the sequel in theaters or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
but I would
it's
also like
4 movies.
But speaking of the westerns, I wouldn't mind, because what was it, Yellowstone 1883?
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind if they came out with 1884. Because I liked the original origin story. I mean, I was crying at the end of that episode.
The last 3 episodes of 1883 was tremendous.
It was.
Getting to that was the most boring thing. Like it was rough.
I don't think it was that rough, but I think it just showed just how flipping difficult and crazy those people were to go out for free bits of land, and how many people actually survived.
Correct.
Obviously, we played that video game. Oregon Pass, Oregon Trail. So we know how hard it is.
I did not successfully ford many rivers.
No.
I had a lot of people die on those rivers.
Dysentery was a big one.
Dysentery was a big one.
Yeah.
I went to shoot a bear and accidentally shot my family, so it was by accident. I was not a good hunter.
Yeah. That's a terrible hunter.
It was a terrible hunter. To be fair, the bear was eating them, so I thought,
Well, then why did you shoot it? I mean, not
aim.
much you could do at that point.
I just had bad aim. I like 1923 a lot. I want the sequel to that. I thought that was really well done. Mm-hmm. I like the acting in it. 1883 was fine. It wasn't horrible, but it just took a long time to get there. Now, everything they did in the first 7 episodes that took forever to get to it did pay off at the end. I did enjoy that. I thought the last 3 episodes were tremendous, but it just took a lot to get there. They couldn't get out of fucking Texas.
Well, it's just like
episodes.
the actual trail.
I know.
Took a lot to get there.
There's a reason I wasn't born back then.
Thank goodness.
Tell me about it. Jeez, Pete.
But all right, so I've been forced to watch Killing Eve because.
How is that? I've heard good.
You know what? I was never interested in it until, of course, my wife started watching it for a filler.
Yeah.
So therefore, de facto. Mm-hmm. It's replacing Outlander until the new Outlander comes out. I'm actually intrigued. I'm actually liking it a lot.
Less sexual assault in this one than Outlander?
No. Let's say that, there's less physical sexual violence.
Oh, that's good.
But there's still plenty of violence. Holy crap. But it actually turns out to be, Sandra Oh? Sandra Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sandra Oh in it is pretty good. And, of course, the actress that plays... I forget what's her name. The French, Russian...
Remy LaCroix.
Yeah, Remy LaCroix. Great hula hoop scenes. It's awesome. No, but it actually turned out to be pretty good. I actually got drawn into it. I didn't start it from the very beginning, but once I started paying attention and getting sucked in, I was like, you know what? This is actually a pretty decent series, which now I understand why a lot of people liked it and talked about it, but I just never got around to it, which is pretty good. But the new one I did get around to on Apple Plus was because I'm a Vince Vaughn guy. It was Bad Monkey. And you know what? The 3rd episode's coming out tonight, I think, or tomorrow night. We watched the first 2, and I'm like, damn, I gotta wait till the 3rd one. It is actually pretty good. Vince Vaughn isn't as Vince Vaughn-y.
Is he better in this or True Detective?
Better than True to his appearance in True Detective, but he's playing. It's the simple same tropey, washed up, break the rules detective dude. Except he's in Key West. They do borrow from Big Lebowski aspects of Coen Brothers, where we have a 3rd-person narrator who's narrating a story, who's actually in the story itself, but he's not a major character. But he's like talking about the dude. Except this time he's talking about Vince Vaughn, but. And, of course, the other main lead where there's the 2 lead stories are going to eventually commingle and become one, which is what they set it up in this recent episode too. But other than that, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, you already know it's a mystery, but you already know who did it and the motivation is. Now you're just going to watch how it plays out and how they nail them together.
What is that on?
Apple.
Yeah.
Just
to let you guys know, February 1923, the last their first season concluded in February 2023. It has been renewed, and they are starting to shoot in Texas right now. Or it began in June, in Austin, Texas. It's a second and final season. So, in theory, probably won't come out for about 2.5 years after.
So it'll be in February, probably
2025. So 2 years. Yeah.
I was also reading. I guess they announced a couple new cast members for the one spinoff that has Michelle Pfeiffer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be called The Madison.
Yes.
I had no. And apparently that's.
When does it take place? Is that the spinoff like after Yellowstone, or is that going to be like in the 50s? Or
I have no idea.
I was assuming it was present day, but
because if it
that's
is
also true, like the present day one was supposed to have McConaughey in it.
He's doing the 1950s one now, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they switched it. Yes.
Yeah.
Because originally McConaughey was going to be the guy that takes over the ranch.
Yeah.
But
all right.
The Madison's interesting because that's the girlfriend of Kevin Costner in it. Madison is her name, the environmentalist.
Yeah.
So that's interesting if that relates to it.
No.
Is it the Madison?
Yeah, the Madison.
Well, I'm just saying it could be named after her or something.
Is it a hotel?
I don't know.
The plot that they have says a New York family's life unravels after a tragedy as they process grief while vacationing in Montana, exploring human connection amidst sorrow.
Huh. Okay.
So they're outsiders that are
coming in.
They're vacationing there, and then something bad happens, and then they make a TV series out of it.
Gotcha.
Something bad always happens.
Jeff, have you seen anything recently?
What I've been watching is my tracking of a package I ordered.
How is that?
It is not well.
a lot of suspense.
Is it the Hello Jeff packages?
On August 14th, the shipping label was created in Hamilton, Ohio.
Okay.
Oh, no.
It sounds fine.
USPS picked it up from Hamilton, Ohio, and sent it to their facility in Cincinnati. It left the facility in Cincinnati and went to the Regional Facility Distribution Center in Cincinnati. Then it left there and arrived at the USPS Regional Facility in Nashua, New Hampshire.
Hold on a second. One of my packages did the same exact thing. It came out from California. It came to Cincinnati, Sharonville Center or something. And then it went to Charlotte, North Carolina, and then back from North Carolina back to Cincinnati. So we need to ask Doug about this and what the F is going on.
Couldn't you just go up to the one in Sharonville, which is 20 minutes away from us?
Just drive to Hamilton and pick it up at this point.
Yeah. If I knew it was shipped from Hamilton, I would have picked it up.
Yeah, when it came in, I'm like, oh, I'm going to get it tomorrow. Then in the next day, status is Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Then it left Nashua. Was driving a while and showed up in Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
Then it departed Columbus and came to the Cincinnati regional facility.
Again.
Oh, yeah. We're back there. And then it left there and showed up in Columbus's distribution center.
Okay.
And then it never left there, but then re-arrived in Cincinnati. Then departed the distribution center and arrived at the post office.
Okay, so that's good.
Now you're in business.
So this morning at 6:10 a.m. it went out for delivery.
And you still didn't get it.
And it's expected to be delivered by 9 p.m., which, according to my clock, is 9:01. And I haven't got a note that they were delivered yet, and it wasn't delivered when I left here. Just ordered my oats. Just ordered my breakfast oats.
Those might not be good by the time they get to you. Yeah.
Here's a third one. It started in Halethorpe, Maryland. went to York, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Arrived in Cincinnati, Ohio. Went back to York, Pennsylvania. Then after
Maybe
York,
they forgot
Pennsylvania,
it.
came back to Cincinnati. Cincinnati. Yeah, oh, this is horrible. Listen, arrived at Cincinnati. Possession in Cincinnati. Acceptance in Cincinnati. Process Cincinnati. Departed Cincinnati. Arrive Loveland. Out for delivery, Loveland. Now, that was from July 29th. It went basically out, back, all around, back and sat there.
Do you think they just kind of forgot the package? From Yorktown, they're like, they get all the way to Cincinnati, they're like, shit, we forgot it.
I'm thinking somebody forgot to unload it from the fucking truck.
Yeah,
that's probably what happened,
cargo, and it stayed in the cargo and went back to where it originated from.
We need Doug on this.
Twice, because York, Pennsylvania, and was it Charlotte, North Carolina? The other one that's
Doug can sometimes forget packages too because his hands are so big they just get lost in there.
He gets them stuck between fingers.
Yeah. So that's the issue. It's one of those things. I think the post
I hate
office.
it when my packages get stuck between my fingers.
Oh! I see what you did there.
Yeah, I don't understand the post office either when they do that kind of stuff. Like my parents, like in obviously small town, rural Kentucky, and they have a post office, but anything like they mail out like from the church. Like my dad mails out like all the condolence cards that the churches send out, and most of the time it's people within their community.
Yeah.
But they always go from my dad's house to Knoxville, and then Knoxville back to the local post office, and then get delivered.
I like it.
Like it just seems weird.
Seems like that's no issue at all.
I just don't understand post office.
I did finish Friday Night Lights.
Yeah. What'd you think?
The whole time I was like, you have to go with Tammy. And my wife's like, why? She's like, he's a dumbass. Like, and I was like, my whole thing was, there's got to be high schools up in Philadelphia that he could coach at. And
do you think Philadelphia football is the same as
no,
football?
but still,
Texas football, man.
he should. To be honest, I was kind of disappointed. I wish he would have taken the job at Florida and the college offer earlier in the season, and I was hoping that he was going to take Luke and Michael B. Jordan with him. That was what I was hoping. With that being said, really enjoyed it. Great show. My wife was disappointed she's like, great, what the hell are we going to watch now? Because we've really enjoyed Friday Night Lights. So, great show. I will probably go back and watch it again.
Very easy to do.
Yeah.
I've done it 6 times now.
And I just love that. Buddy's like, yeah, we'll get you back, with the original team and that. And he's like, why would I want to go back? Like, they fucking fired me. Like, why would I want to go back? The only issue I didn't like is I did like that Mac took over the old team.
Oh, stupid Mac.
He wanted that team for a long time, right?
Yeah.
Not at the end, but you know what I mean. What happened to the asshole quarterback and his dad? And the coach?
The McCoys?
Yeah. They didn't make the playoffs the 1 year because
they might have moved. They might have went to another high school.
Yeah, I was just wondering because they never ended. Not just the McCoys,
really
but like the coach.
But
I wish they would have been like a thing like, yeah, he didn't make the playoffs, so he got fired or something like that. That was my issue.
Yeah. I mean,
but overall, small little thing. It was funny when Landry showed back up again, and he was talking to Matt at the end.
You mean Lance?
Lance. Oh, that's right. And I looked at my wife. I was like, I killed a man. Guess we're not talking about that anymore.
Nope.
Not worried about that after second season. No, we're done.
Nope.
Killed a guy. It's fine.
Yep.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. He's fine. He's fine.
Dad helped, and everything's good.
Yeah, we're fine. Killed a man.
Went off to college, and
he's fine.
Crucifixorious, and we're all good. Yep.
I did watch something you watched a couple months ago, 6 months ago.
Ooh, what was that?
The Trust.
Ah.
We got 40 minutes left in the final episode, and my wife fell asleep last night. I was like, no!
Watch it without her.
Great show. It's a reality show where...
I won't call it great.
It's good. So it's a show about strangers, 11 strangers that are basically have $250,000. Jeff talked about this a while back. And basically, if they all vote not to kick each other out every night or every 2 nights, they all get to split it. Well, then people get greedy and say, if I kick that person out, I get more of the share. My share gets more. And then they get offers to like kind of, get their own money in that. Mama J is hilarious when they offered her, and she's like, done.
Yep.
Done.
Taking that.
But yeah, it's a fun show. Couple issues. I don't like Brooke, whatever. She's not a good host.
Oh, yeah, the host wasn't the best.
Julie, I kind of want to throw off a cliff. She's the one that, steals stuff and, gets paid to do stuff. Or she, steals from her supposed boyfriends. The one issue I had is Tula and Winnie. Tula is so upset that everyone's going against her and you're just voting us out. That's not fair and all that. It's like, you were just doing that same shit 2 hours ago.
Until you just got flipped and now you're not in the majority.
Yeah, she's the one that was pushing for all these people to be eliminated. And then when she started getting, her team started getting eliminated, like, well, that's not fair. It's like, that's the whole fucking game, you idiot. So it's a fun show. They have not renewed it for a second season yet. There's no decision yet. I enjoy it. Brian the Rancher, my God, that poor guy.
And it's been tough on the ranch.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. He just seemed way too melodramatic for me.
Oh, jeez. He might be the nicest guy I've ever...
Too nice. It's like he's too nice to root for.
And Gasper.
I liked Gasper.
I do too. But like those two guys are really nice in it. But I've enjoyed it. It's a good show. And then...
But yeah, Brian is like, I can't believe that people were selfish. I'm like, have you lived on this earth yet? I don't know where you've been living, but...
And then finally we binge watched the whole first season of, what do you call it? Shoot, what did I say? Survival of the Thickest. It's on HBO. Oh. It's a comedy. Really fun show. I like it because the main star in it and her 2 friends, one's a guy, one's a girl, like, they're all super positive towards each other. And it was nice. Like, they're in their 30s, and she just got out of a bad relationship. She's working in the fashion industry, but she's a bigger girl. But she's not a model. She's a fashion consultant or whatever. But, like, it's really well done.
She's thick.
She is thick. But it's really well done. And it reminds me a little bit of the Mindy Project. From a couple years ago. But we watched the whole first season. It's 8 episodes. Really enjoyed it. It's a half-hour episodes. Nothing too serious, and it was a nice, fun show to watch. So, Brian, I actually watched the whole season.
Wow.
In one day.
Now do Jessica Jones.
I don't know what that is. Before we get to the listener feedback, we had social media poll of the week. Which character from Deadpool and Wolverine... this is a horribly written thing, stupid intern. What character from Deadpool and Wolverine would you want to have a spin-off film?
Apparently this is a spoiler.
Yeah, sorry.
Deal with it.
We had Gambit. We have X-23. We have Elektra. And we have Wesley Snipes' Blade from it. And
would that actually be a spin-off? Or a sequel?
Well, it'll be
the original Blade.
That is true. It wouldn't technically be. In last place, we had Elektra, 0%. Third place,
I already saw the spinoff of Elektra.
It was great. Gambit with 20%.
Ooh.
And then winning 50 to 30%, Blade over X-23.
Really?
I was kind of surprised by that.
Didn't he
surprised by that.
Didn't he set a record of playing or reprising like one of the oldest roles? Because Blade goes back
a long time.
20, 30 years.
Late 90s.
Late 90s, yeah.
Yeah.
98,
of
I wanna
replaying
guess.
the same character in between, for the entire life of the... I guess,
Yeah, I mean...
Well, I mean, come on. Paul Newman, I think, did that. Between The Hustler and
1998.
Mm-hmm. I think it exceeds that.
Really?
1998, Blade came out. So,
yeah.
So there you go. Real quick here, we do have Sour Patch Pickle Roulette. These are Sour Patch strings that you see. They're in pickle, apple, watermelon, and lemon lime flavors. They're all green, and you don't know what colors
roulette.
they are.
You don't know what flavor you're getting.
This is sour punch, not
Sour pound.
patch.
Sorry. Sour punch. So they're strings, so you get to pick your poison. Go ahead.
Give me. I'm going to pick 2.
Okay.
How many flavors are there?
4.
Well, apparently I picked 3 because they
3.
stuck together.
What are you doing,
Ooh.
Blake?
You know, if I remembered my probability stats, I could tell you what the odds were of what you're going to get. But anyways.
But that requirement.
1 in 4?
No.
So what's the chance of winning at roulette? 48% every time.
Depends. What are you betting?
Always bet on black.
I mean, if you're only betting color, then yeah. But if you're betting a specific number, like a 1 out of 38.
What are my options for flavors?
What's that?
What are the flavor options?
Apple, watermelon, pickle, lemon, lime. So there we go. There's a little feedback on this, Jeff. There we go. Not anymore.
Okay, I wasn't hearing it.
I think this could be apple.
It's
but
apple, lemon, lime, watermelon, and pickle.
But it could also be lemon lime.
And they all smell the same, so...
It's not watermelon. It is not pickle.
I think what I had was lemon lime.
I got pickle. Oh, that's not good pickle either. Your goldfish pickle is good. This, not so much. Oh, that's nasty. What'd you get, Blake? Oh,
Apple or lemon lime, I can't tell.
oh, that is awful.
Because the sour, I think, distorts my taste.
All right, I'm going for number
There you
2.
go. You can smell it. Yeah. What'd you get, Brian?
So I've had 3. Mm-hmm. All 3 taste the same. It's either apple or lemon lime.
You would know if it's pine or pickle. Oh, I usually like pickles, but that is rough.
I think it's strange that Brian
This
and I
one's
both
apple.
had one that we couldn't identify if it was apple or lemon lime.
First one I had was lemon lime. This one's apple.
Okay. Oh God, that's awful.
I taste the difference.
If I get a pickle, I'm not going to be happy here. Oh God,
All right, this is a pickle.
it's not good. I'm not.
There's not enough to make it.
Oh, see, I think once I started swallowing it, not good, not good.
Once you swallow the pickle,
That's right. Oh God. Blake, what do you got for listener feedback?
it's not bad. It's a very bland like dill flavor. It's not bad. I won't. No, I'm not gonna.
We're going to follow this up with the
No,
strawberry
that's
Kit
pickle.
Kats.
I actually kind of like the pickle.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Well, you got the sour stuff first, the
Right.
sugar, the sour sugar.
I think there's lemon lime.
That's very, very low.
I think it was awful.
No, that wasn't bad at all.
Oh.
Are we doing the Kit Kats?
We can do that in a bit. Yeah, I'll get those open. You start listener feedback.
Thank you.
Yep.
Because, I made room for that in my macros for today. So there you go.
You want strawberry or
All right.
Sakura?
Surprise me.
Okay.
Listener feedback brought to you by Hello, Jeff.
Hello, Jeff.
What's in the box?
Fungus.
Oh man, I'm out this week.
We are celebrating fungus.
unless
We've
it's
got
unless there's blue cheese in there, I'm
there
out.
is blue cheese.
Okay.
We got
He's back in, people.
mushrooms, some morels, some truffles. Truffles are in there. Huitlacocha.
Is the mushrooms healthy or poisonous?
We don't give you poisonous stuff. in
Okay,
our
just
boxes.
checking.
Come on.
Is there onyx?
Onyx oozes.
Oozes.
But Huitlacocha, a Mexican corn smut or whatever they call that. And
Doesn't sound like my box.
and maybe even some penicillin.
Ooh, that never goes out of style.
There
Yeah,
you
I'm
go.
definitely out. Dr. Dana's allergic to penicillin. She'll eat the mushrooms. I'll have the blue cheese.
I'll take the
but,
mushrooms.
Can we substitute for the penicillin?
No, you might not get the penicillin. Like I said,
it's
that's
a gamble.
It's a special.
She may die. We don't know.
I think only like 1 in 100 is getting some penicillin.
Oh wow. Okay.
It depends if it can grow in a period of time of packaging to delivery.
Well, if it's shipped USPS, chances are you'll have a lot of it in there.
The good news is it's going through Yorktown, so just be ready.
Well, see, the thing is, while you were talking, I was showing him another package that I had. It went from like Greensboro, North Carolina to Cincinnati, down to Ybor City, Florida. Then Ybor City, Florida, back to Cincinnati.
Seems relatively short distance.
Exactly. All right. Speaking of that, that is this one guy,
Number one fan.
A-Pans,
Can't give yourself a nickname.
formerly known as
Dunkaroo Doug,
Sunny D,
the jewel of the licking,
Beaver Hands,
Chili Billy,
Gorilla Hands, Ape Hands,
beaver hip,
the Postman.
Beaver Tail.
beaver teeth,
Snot Nose Punk,
He always delivers thrice.
Oh, not one.
screwdriver,
Oh, yeah.
Chili Billy, Dad.
There we go.
And now, based upon how the USPS works, we also know he's the logistics specialist. Brad, Jason, hosted panels at the Anime Expo, but the staff wasn't there. Wah, wah. That wasn't a button he pressed. That was me. Oh, not the hi, I'm Brad. The wah, wah.
Wonk, wonk.
Is he big-timing the volunteers? Should we strike?
well, you could have went. I don't think we prevented you from volunteering and going.
Yeah, you could have went, Doug.
Yeah. He was off that weekend, too.
Well, he meant to go there, but he ended up in Ybor City, Florida.
He had to drive back to York
And
City
then he had to go through
to
York.
Yorktown to pick up Blake's mail.
And then by the time he got back to Cincinnati, it was over.
He's like, what happened? I'm on postal time.
Yeah.
Jeff and I just went for that one.
So there you go.
I mean, to be fair,
fair.
Doug did go look in the forest for your packages first before he drove to Yorktown.
I'm just glad Doug wasn't here this week because I saw what he plans on wanting us to try.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Cotton candy,
Oh.
ranch cotton candy.
Speaking of trying, Dr. Bednar is coming in next week.
Yes, the 27th.
He's going to bring us treats for
Oh.
trying as well, and these are special treats. He was bouncing them ideas off me this weekend.
These Kit Kats are very weird.
I love these.
These are strawberry Kit Kats. From
That strawberry is just a nice tartness to it.
He's not bringing quail eggs, is he?
Maybe.
Oh, not quail eggs again. Oh.
Just as long as I'm allowed to drive home after trying it.
Oh, they're not fermented.
Whatever he brings, just as long as I'm allowed to legally drive home.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's
we
more.
are.
I think it's more of a cultural experience,
Okay.
not more of a gag experience.
So, speaking of gag, he is the romance doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So, send us your questions next week at Bad Ideas Podcast about love and relationships.
Yeah, whether it be online dating sites, in-person dating,
Yep. Anything.
which may be new to some of our listeners, but
Yep.
it exists.
We need dating questions.
No time for love, Dr. Bednar.
That's right. So Dr. Bednar, the love doctor, will be here next week. He may even sing a little bit of our theme song for us. Who knows? Who knows? Be a good time, though. He hasn't been on the show in 7 years. 6 years.
I like these Kit Kats. They're good.
They're very good, Strawberry. Thank you, Pop Culture Cafe.
Just that that strawberry out of the gate is weird to me for some reason.
I love it.
I
Imagine.
wouldn't turn it another one down. I'm just saying it's
These
just weird.
might be my favorite Kit Kats.
These are pretty damn good.
So I don't think we should strike. What do you guys think?
Oh, to answer the question,
Next year's Anime Expo.
I don't plan on striking.
Anime Expo.
Oh, there you go, Doug.
These are good.
I'm going to put my foot down. I ain't going to the Anime Expo next year.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
If it's the same weekend as Origins, I won't be going.
Sure, it'll be an anniversary of something for Blake.
I'll think of something.
What else we got?
From Jennifer 8950 Heart at Heart TWO Heart 3. Heart to Heart 3, not to be confused with Heart to Heart TV series.
That's probably what was taken.
Yeah, it says, Brian, what are your two favorite hot dogs? What are your least favorite hot dogs?
think that's incorrect.
That says dog breeds.
Oh, hot dog breeds.
There's no hot in the question.
I mean, those are two very
Johnsonville.
Very different questions.
two very different questions that I have answers for.
Go ahead.
But I will answer the listener's question since they were so nice to send it in. Mm-hmm. This is very difficult for me to answer. Two favorite, I'm going to go probably Great Pyrenees
Ooh.
and Pitties.
Okay. Least favorite?
Least favorite, Australian Shepherds.
I got one of those.
Yours is not. You're
Ours is a mix.
Yeah. Like straight up Aussies, and it's only because, it's not because I don't like the dogs, or the dog itself. It's from a breed standpoint. They're very difficult, and you have to know how to
Do it.
to own them so that they're properly cared for.
Gotcha.
Like they're herding dogs.
Yes.
And they have specific things, but
They need jobs.
correct.
Yeah.
So a lot of the Aussies that I have come across are assholes because they're not doing what they're not doing what they were bred for.
Because they're bored.
Yes.
Yes.
And then secondly, I'll say probably
Chihuahuas. You know it's Chihuahuas.
It's got to be Chihuahuas.
no, I don't mind them.
Ugh.
They're just they're just they're just scared.
Yeah.
And all they're so small and that they're doing all that they can to protect themselves most of the time.
Okay.
So, I mean, that is the dog breed that has bitten me the most. But I don't mind.
Okay.
I'm just going to say any kind of a doodle is also, and that is what Jason has. He has doodles.
Bernese Mountain Dog and a Poodle mix.
You have a Bernedoodle and a
Aussie Doo.
Aussie Doodle. Again,
They love you.
this isn't your specific dogs. I don't like the doodle breeding in general because
The one dog is a rescue.
again, nothing to do with I'm very thankful that you rescued them from wherever they were at because
They're rescues.
yes, but doodles,
It's okay, Jeff. You can cry with me.
it's a designer. They're designed to make money.
Yes.
So you're taking
Yeah.
another two different breeds, putting them together, and selling them for money.
Well, the Bernie Doodle, we got her at 2 years old, and she spent her first year and a half on a breeding farm.
Correct.
So
Yes, and
she
that's
never bred, thankfully.
right. That's the
Yeah.
so the doodles, and when you crossbreed like that, you lose a lot of the individual breeds'
Personalities.
traits and personalities, and then like the most doodles that I've come across are the dumbest, least mannered dogs ever.
I will say our Bernie Doodle is dumb. She's sweet, but dumb.
Yeah, because I mean, Bernese Mountain Dogs they're another job oriented.
Yep.
But crossing that with a poodle,
Yes.
she's
She's very sweet.
When she's not barking at me
Yes.
and she's taking treats out of my hand, she is very sweet.
But yes, she is we always joke that she is a dum-dum.
yes.
But she's cute.
Yeah. But those would be the
Okay.
golden retrievers are up there too, man.
Okay.
Goldens are great dogs.
I do like. Blake, what else we got?
Well, we need to hear the answer of the hot dog part of it.
My two favorite hot dog breeds.
Johnsonville.
I do enjoy a good Speedway hot dog, whatever brand those are.
Oh.
The Speedy dog, in my humble opinion, is the greatest gas station dog out there.
No.
Costco dog?
That was going to be my favorite.
What's your least?
The UDF, even though it's supposed to be a cons, like I don't know what they do or why they like what their roller situation is, but that's a bad hot dog.
Maybe you shouldn't buy from convenience stores and gas stations.
But 2 of them are great.
That's true. That is true.
Yes.
And what's your second worst?
Probably Nathan's.
Oh, I hate Nathan's.
I'm not a big fan of Nathan's
Not
either.
a fan.
No.
Well-
I don't really know how Joey can eat 77 of those.
Nope.
You don't
No, you
taste
break
them.
them in half and you eat them separate from the buns.
Yeah.
And then you drink large amounts of water in between.
Yeah.
But the problem is they touch your tongue.
Yeah. Well, not really if you're speed eating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. What else you got, Blake?
I just like to state for the record that Brian's breedist views are not representative of Hobie. From BlakeBot at BlakeBot19, who is your favorite baseball player from the 70s or 80s?
Jesse Barfield from the Toronto Blue Jays. Could bat .230, but he could throw somebody out from the warning track with no bounce all the way to home plate. And Doug DeCense's third baseman for the California Angels. Still California to me. Fuck you, L.A. Angels.
You mean what they were originally in the Major League Baseball as?
I don't care.
When they were founded, they were the LA.
But they're not in L.A. now. They're not in L.A.
I don't think they were in LA then either.
Yeah, stupid. Anyways, anyone
Anaheim.
else? Huh?
Anaheim. Reggie Jackson, 44, pinstripes, even when he was Oakland.
Yep.
And he had his own candy bar, which was technically a bun bar, but same thing.
I mean, I was always a Tony Gwynn fan, and I guess he's got the mid to late 80s.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw in Tony Gwynn.
Greatest, probably one of the greatest hitters of all time. Brian?
Brian's Googling an answer because he wasn't born at that period.
That is correct. You are 1,000%.
Rusty Kuntz?
No, I'm like
Steve Bedrosian?
Nolan Ryan.
There you go. I like
Hey.
him. Just because he beat up Robin Ventura.
No, he was
In the 90s.
That's
yes,
true.
But in the 80s, he was what he is
Yeah.
what an ace should.
Yes.
He
Oh, I
should.
should also throw out Mike Schmidt.
Oh, I was going to say Mike Scott.
And I hope that it's Nolan Ryan's vision that the MLB is bringing back the starting pitcher rule where you have to pitch a minimum of six innings or more.
I think that as a rule is one of the stupidest things they're even discussing.
Or 100 pitches.
Hey, it's 9:29.
Or 100 pitches.
Still,
Yes,
stupid.
Or you gave up more than 4 earned runs.
starting
Or
pitchers.
beat the shit out of guys that charge the mound.
Starting pitchers should pitch 500 innings a year, 20 to 30 complete games, strike out 500-600 people a
I
year.
don't know about Major League ball players, but I know Little Leaguers should.
That should be the standard by
Yeah.
which
young
your
kids should because
aces
they got
and
to
your
get
starting pitchers.
they got to get their arms warmed up for Major League Baseball.
Correct.
I agree.
The summer between middle school and high school is the prime time to get your
Yeah.
Tommy John done.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
You're not starting high school yet. You're fine. You know,
and you're coming off of a season. You have a full
you're fine.
You got a summer plus to be back for the next next season, your high school season.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah,
It's a great idea.
I wish I would have.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't be sitting here if I did.
And fake birth certificates so that you're actually
Yeah.
playing the Little League World Series at age 14.
And I used to really like the Little League World Series. It is tough to watch because the bases are so close. Everything is just so close. And it's like, oh, there's no stealing. It's like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, as far as youth baseball goes, the Little League rules are some of the worst.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
So how that one became the example that you strive for.
Yeah. What else you got, Blake?
You know, the best part was that I saw a picture of, was it Aaron Judge and what's the other big Yankee?
Stanton.
Stanton, talking to Little Leaguers and saying, oh, you know, Judge and Stanton asking Little Leaguers, how's it feel to be in the World Series?
Yes. Oh, poor Yankees.
No,
No.
poor Yankees.
No.
I will say Judge is having probably a
I actually
historic
like Aaron
season.
Judge. Actually,
I don't care about baseball anymore, so I don't really follow it. But like what I have
Yeah.
seen and read and like looking up the season that he's been having, it's been pretty Pretty historical.
What else you got, Blake?
From Hakubo at Tweets by Hakubo. Correction, fun fact. Newcastle's uniforms from my top 5 list last week earned them the nickname the Barcodes, which is a derogatory nickname.
He had a lot of Newcastle in his pick.
I'm just curious.
For favorite.
I think it sounds like a clever nickname. I guess they had the striped uniforms.
Yeah,
Barcodes
vertical
make
stripes.
sense. I don't see how that's derogatory.
Now, if it was this time, you could scan it with your phone and get a QR code.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of QR codes,
I knew where you're going with this.
NIL.
Yep.
Was it Oregon State?
Yes.
Oregon State?
I believe it's Oregon
Or
State.
Oklahoma State. I think it was Oregon State. Beavers.
Yeah.
Players are putting barcodes on their helmets
Yeah.
so that during games you can pause, scan, and donate.
Oklahoma State. Yep.
You can scan and donate to them during the course of the season.
Yes.
So, hey, make a good run, make a touchdown, pause the TV screen, take your phone out, QR code, pay them $25.
Here's the best part. Oklahoma State linking their helmet QR code to NIL fund might be the most cutting edge idea yet in the NIL generation. Next article. This might be the dumbest. Oklahoma State QR codes on helmets might be the dumbest thing ever.
Of course.
There's 2 different ones. Which one you want?
Of course. God, pick which one.
I mean, it's smart. I see why they're doing it,
Yeah.
but also think it's so stupid.
But all right, I didn't
where
go into depth, but is it actually to Oklahoma State NIL fund, or does it go directly to the players?
I'll find that
if
out
it was
for you.
directly to the players, I'd support it.
Yeah.
Because why not? They wear Nike and Adidas on their uniforms. That money goes to the school. So why not get a little something,
Linking
something
to a
for yourself?
donation page for the school's NIL fund. Yeah.
But what if they get a percentage if it's their QR code on their helmet?
I'm sure the school has a way to track that.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Well, kind of.
It would
but
be cool
cheesy.
if they split it up evenly amongst everyone.
Yeah. They said they're getting tired of the college players' agents calling them asking for more money, the coaches and the school.
I believe it.
Yeah.
No, there wasn't. I forget what school it was. The running
They
back.
shouldn't be asking the schools for money.
No, they're asking the coach where he's like the guy's like a third or fourth string running back. Say, hey, if I don't get $100,000, I'm leaving. And the coach is like, all right,
later."
I'll see you later.
Cool.
Opening. We got an opening.
Yeah.
What else we got here, Blake?
Professor
Wrap
number
this up.
1 at Doctor number 1, 2 episodes ago, Blake noted that if he fell over the gargoyle upstairs, he would sue Jason. Is Blake calling Jason's wife a gargoyle?
Call my wife a gargoyle?
No.
Oh, you mean Hugo the statue?
Yes.
Oh, we do have a gargoyle statue.
Yeah. He's down here in the pit now, not on the
Yeah.
stairs like he used to be.
He's in the Bob Studios.
Yeah.
Keep
Decorated.
the house safe from dragons.
Yes. Yes.
Or droodles.
He's got his own headphones
He does.
for the podcast.
He does. Jeff, do you have any news of the geek music for me?
Oh, you want me to hit?
That would be pleasant.
It's time for another installment of the news of the geek.
Dun, 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 dun. Per ScreenGeek.com, where Blake gets all of his news from. All of it. Disney Plus term and conditions of the service may stop one subscriber from filing a very serious lawsuit. The man named Jeffrey Piccolo, who once subscribed to Disney Plus, is suing Walt Disney Company after his wife, Mrs. Piccolo, died from a fatal allergy as a result of food served by Walt Disney World's Disney Springs restaurant, Raglan Road. The lawsuit claims that both Piccolo and his wife were aware of her food allergies. However, the restaurant assured them that their food was allergen-free. This was not the case, however, as the medical examiner's report found that the wife's cause of death was, anaphylaxis.
Anaphylaxis.
There you go. Due to elevated levels of dairy and nut in her system. Stay on target. This information is shared in the suit obtained by IndieWire, as that Piccolo is seeking an excess of $50,000 in his wrongful death suit being filed against Disney Parks. $50,000 is actually not bad. If you're Disney, just pay it and be done, right?
They should be thrilled it's only $50,000.
Yeah. As further emphasized by his attorney, Brian Denny, in an email sent to the publication, quote, Mr. Piccolo's damages claims are far greater than $50,000 for the loss of his beloved wife and partner. As such, Piccolo is seeking a trial by jury to establish the suit. So he's going in at $50,000, hoping the jury gives him like $10 million. Is what the idea is. Disney, on the other hand, has their own method of trying to get out of the case and get it thrown out. They're using Piccolo's history as a Disney Plus account holder against him to prevent the suit following his wife's death. Quote, in November 2019, Piccolo initially created a Disney account through Disney Plus website. The motion reads, this is because the terms and conditions shared by Disney Plus states that any subscriber cannot sue Disney. Rather, disputes with the Walt Disney Company and their affiliates must be resolved by binding arbitration, as further explained in the motion. Quote, Piccolo completed the registration web form by providing personal information, including his email address, and created a password. Before registering the account, Piccolo had to select Agree and Continue. Immediately above was a disclosure notifying the Piccolo that by clicking Agree and Continue, you agree to our subscriber agreement. Piccolo then selected Agree and Continue.
Yeah, nobody reads that shit.
Nobody.
South Park warned us. South Park warned us.
Nobody ever reads that.
The part of the subscriber agreement that makes things difficult for Piccolo, quote, there may be instances in which disputes arise between us, the statement reads. You, on the one hand, and Disney Plus and or ESPN Plus, on the other hand, agree to resolve by binding individual arbitration. All disputes include any related disputes involving the Walt Disney Company or its affiliates.
So they're not going through arbitration.
No. So based
they're
on
refusing
arbitration,
to
would you
arbitrate.
stop with the popcorn?
Nope.
Are they refusing to arbitrate?
I don't think they got. I think they just want to go straight.
All right,
to
here's I just got a fucking idea.
Yeah.
Right? Because I know a friend of a friend passed away in a Chinese restaurant after he was allergic to nuts.
Okay.
No nuts. Okay, eats it, passes away, right? You know, there's defibrillators all over the fucking place.
Correct.
Why don't they keep EpiPens
Yeah.
in restaurants?
Do you know the cost of an EpiPen?
Yeah, you know, what are the costs of defibrillators?
$2,500.
There you go. Get on there. People are paying for that shit, or donate them, or get them put in. You know, get them in there.
Those defibrillator, AED things, or whatever it's called.
One EpiPen.
Yeah,
that's all you need on hand. You use it, you save somebody's life, Ellsworth, and you can get another one later.
I think they're as cheap as $2,500 now. The shocker things. Disney further argued the following: whether Piccolo actually reviewed the Disney terms is also immaterial. Okay. Personally,
do we have any lawyers listening to this? Because I want this. I want to get paid for this idea.
I may or may not work with a lot of attorneys.
Yeah,
I may argue with a lot of attorneys. May or may not. I may have a lot of attorneys on my side. My thought is, from experience, the judge, in theory, depending on where the court is, who the judge is, who appointed him, what type of judge it is, more than likely is going to say this agreement is immaterial to the thing. It doesn't count because one does not connect to the other one. Now, the worst case scenario is like, yep, you agreed to it. You can't sue Disney. Personally, I think their idea is, I think that what the judge will say, I don't know for sure. My thought is the judge is going to say, yes, it says Walt Disney Company, but it's more, this agreement is linked to Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. It is not related to a restaurant on your park's grounds. Because if that's the case, everybody that has a fucking streaming service or anything could put this in there and you could never get a lawsuit again. Yeah. So,
well, that's what Disney's trying to get.
No, I get that. That's what, and that I think the judge, if they're smart, the judge will not allow this because it's going to set a very dangerous precedent for the future cases.
Yeah, well, especially since like one big corporation owns so much shit.
Correct.
Like you said, a streaming service okay, I won't sue over my bad streaming service.
Correct.
I mean, versus, because the same people that supplied me with streaming entertainment killed my wife because they, promised that her food wouldn't kill her, and it did.
Outside of Walt Disney World owning Disney Plus and the grounds that this restaurant was on, there's no correlation. So in theory, by prior claims,
we just need to break up the large corporations.
Yeah, prior cases, I do not think that they're going to do it. Now, again, that's just my personal opinion. Don't come to me for legal advice, but that's what I'm saying. So my thought is that that part's going to get thrown out, but we'll see.
I can't imagine if this goes before a jury, anyone would say, I agree that Disney is right on this.
Disney's in the clear here. They didn't. Yeah.
And here's the thing.
Especially if you make sure that the people on your jury don't have Disney stock.
Personally, the reason why I think they put the arbitration thing in is basically for arbitration. For people who don't know, it's basically Disney and their attorneys will sit in one side of the room or across the table. The plaintiff and his attorney will sit on the other side, and they'll basically argue back and forth about how much money they want. They may not even be in the same room. They may have a mediator or a woman.
I'm sure they would be done via
mediation.
The internet. Zoom call.
But they do that, and the reason why Disney wants that is they know that if they go to a trial by a jury, big corporations do not do well in trials. So that's why, and that's what Mr. Piccolo is trying to do is, hey, I'm only asking for $50,000. They're going to come back. The jury is going to come back.
Asking for $50,000. If you're Disney, you just not say okay.
Correct. But here's $100,000 and free Disney Plus. Have a good day. But I think the jury is going to be like, he's only asking for $50,000. That doesn't seem fair. We're going to give him $10 million, and that's what he's counting on.
Well, which is why when he asked for $50,000, Disney should just jump at it.
Yes. No, I agree. Per ABCnews.com, where Blake also gets his news from.
All of it.
A Russian chess player, I think you sent this in, didn't you?
I think so. I can't remember.
A Russian chess player has been suspended from participating in all competitions after being accused of trying to poison her opponent's pieces. Officials have announced.
Yeah.
Amina Abracadabra is now under investigation by the Russian Chess Federation regarding her alleged plot against a rival during a Dagestan public championship in Makhachkala, the capital of Russia. Okay, now this is just bullshit.
I didn't send this in. Somebody else did this to you, not me.
Andrei Filatov, the president of the Russian Chess Federation, said the organization is suspending Abracadabra from all of its competitions until law enforcement agencies conclude their probe. Punishment could include a lifetime disqualification. Abracadabra may even face criminal charges. If you're poisoning somebody, what did you think? That's criminal charges?
Well, it's either that. Well, think about the chess stories.
It's in Russia.
Oh, sorry.
Think of the chess stories that have been in the news recently.
Wasn't there one with a sex toy too? Remember that one?
Anal buzzer.
Yeah,
an anal buzzer. I don't think that was a sex toy.
Sorry.
What's the difference?
Hold on a second. The anal buzzer. I'm sorry. That was It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
That was.
But no, there was an actual real life one recently where the guy had it was a sex toy, and it was yes.
What was he doing with it?
He got buzzed or something like that, wasn't it? It was kind of like Sunny in Philadelphia.
It was like a Sunny in Philadelphia,
where It's Always Sunny took it from.
Yeah.
Where you would go to grab the piece to move it, and if it was wrong, you'd get buzzed.
Yeah.
Like, don't touch that one. Move a different piece on the board, and
Dagestan Sports
Frank.
Dagestan Sports Minister Sazid Sahizadov.
Dagestan.
Said in a statement that
Sashidov.
That's what I said. Said in a statement that Abracadabra had treated the table at which she was sitting with an unknown substance, which later turned out to be mercury compounds. Her opponent was fellow Osmosis.
Umayganat Osmanov.
Yes. She was filmed appearing to smear mercury from a thermometer on a chair before her match. Osmosis began feeling ill shortly after sitting down to the board and summoned emergency medical assistance. Quote,
wasn't he wearing pants?
No, it was a pantsless. That was his cheat. I still feel bad. In the first minutes, I felt a lack of air and taste of iron in my mouth. I had to spend about 5 hours on this board. I don't know what would have happened to me if I hadn't seen it earlier, Osmosis told the Russian state news outlet RT.
I say I spent 5 hours on the toilet.
Amazingly, Osmosis is said to have recovered and finished the tournament in second place. Abracadabra reportedly told police she was motivated by personal hostility and is set to remain in police custody.
Hey, I mean, at least she was honest. Just fuck, I don't like that girl. I'm poisoning her.
Case dismissed. Time out. Did you sign a Disney Plus subscription?
To enter the tournament, you had to sign
Did you agree to the Russian Chess Federation's terms and services?
It says we can poison you.
In no certain terms, it says during a match play, you may or may not be poisoned. You cannot file criminal charges.
The sports minister said the action she committed could have led to the saddest outcome. They threatened the lives of everyone who was in the chess house, including herself. Now she will have to answer for what she did before the law. Is the law really going to be doing it?
Dun,
Come on, it's Russia.
Yeah.
We sentence you to death. How? By poisoning. Damn it! Jeff, you got some box office news world reports.
It's time for Box
Dagestan.
Office Bombs.
Instead of
Yes, I do.
dung dung.
Well, we talked over my bumper, so
Sorry,
that's
go ahead.
fine.
Sorry, go ahead,
just
bump
go
again.
ahead. No, I'm not doing it again. I did it once.
That's news of the geek music. Don't
Still
press
recording?
buttons.
What are you doing?
If only the gargoyle could tell me what you guys are listening to.
That's right. Anyways, go
Borrow
ahead.
its headphones.
Go ahead, Jeff. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Bombs. Per 411mania.com, Borderlands followed its bad opening with a disastrous hold this week. The Eli Roth directed video game flick brought in $2.4 million, down roughly 73% from last week's start. The film is at $13.5 million domestically and $21.2 million worldwide against a $120 million budget.
If only they had a quality director for that Borderlands.
He made Thanksgiving. That was a good film.
Somebody like, I don't know, Uwe Boll?
Oh, that would be next week's article. Yui has a comment about that.
There's your teaser.
I think when I read that Borderlands is out of theaters now, in North America at least.
When they yanked it that fast?
It's done that bad. It's 2 weeks out and it's bombing. They don't mess
I'm going
around.
to keep. Yeah, it'll probably be on Peacock this week.
You never want to yank anything that fast. Thank you.
That's what she said.
The top five this week, number one, Alien Romulus made $41.5 million in its opening weekend on an $80 million budget.
It's mind blowing to me.
I'm shocked by this.
And they said that they were hoping they're estimated 75 million and like
Total.
worldwide. It's done
Over 100 million
yeah.
now.
I saw the Rotten Tomato scores of all the Alien movies, and everything starts high and goes down, and this skyrockets back up. I think it was like 88% or 88%.
Brian, I'm shocked. I'm with you.
People really would want a good Alien movie.
They said the reason why this did well is the director has some street cred for scary movies. I forget what he did in the past, but he has some pretty good street cred for his past films, and so they were interested in it. So people were interested in seeing what he could do with it. Borderlands is still in the theater. Yesterday it made $259,000. So
Hey, that's sounds good.
it's at 13.8 million. Total 20.7 million worldwide. So there you go.
Coming in at number two, Deadpool and Wolverine, another $29 million, a total of $546 million domestically on a $200 million budget.
Nice.
I can't remember. Did you guys talk about this being the highest gross
Yes.
R-rated
R
movie of all time.
Yeah.
Past the Passion of the Christ.
Ryan Reynolds did say that he would be back. He would be willing to do a Gambit film with Tate. So
Yeah, they've been talking about that for a long time.
that could be fun with those two. What
Channing
accent
Tatum
are you doing?
Channing Tatum's been wanting to do that forever.
Oh, yeah.
Although I'll say, I'm gonna get flack for it, I'm sure. But
Oh, I'll give you flack right now if you
yeah,
want.
Taylor Kitsch is a far superior Gambit.
I agree. He's dreamy.
You just say that because you like a show that he did before.
I like several shows that he was in.
Yep.
How was he in, was he Battleship? Was that him? No.
Yeah,
It was Battleship?
yeah, he wasn't great in Battleship.
Nobody was.
Rihanna was pretty good in it.
Oh.
Honestly.
Okay.
Coming in at number three, It Ends With Us made $24 million, a total of $98 million on a $25 million budget.
Okay.
That's done some nice money for its
It is.
budget.
Yeah,
Good for them.
It's a good jumping off point for Colleen Hoover's books getting made into films.
Yes.
Jumping off or jumping on?
Yes.
Okay. Number 4, Twisters made another $9.8 million, a total of $238.5 million on a budget of $155 million.
Isn't this streaming? Yeah. Isn't this streaming like this week?
Yes. Just came out streaming this past weekend.
Like for free, right?
No. You have to rent it.
Is it?
But still, that's pretty good. That made $9.8 million with streaming coming out this past weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to watch it, that's something you'd go to the theater to
Yeah, I would
watch
think
it.
so.
Yeah,
If you're paying for it, you might as well get the theater feel then.
My wife and I had a free day. The kids were at the grandparents all night. And so we were out, and I was like, what do you want to do? And we were running a couple errands, and I was like, we can go to the theaters. And so we were going through the movies, like what was out and that she would like. And I was like, there's Twister. She's like, I don't know if I want to pay for it.
I don't blame her.
I was like, yeah, I don't blame you. So.
And coming in at number 5, Coraline made $8.4 million in its opening weekend. Career-wise, it made $86.7 million on a $60 million budget.
They're re-releasing films from the 80s and 90s each week. So
Nice.
it's a pretty solid amount of money for
yeah.
For a movie that's 20 years old or whatnot.
Yeah. What do we got?
Upcoming.
August 23rd, I think it is.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah.
What you got, Brian?
Let's see. We've got 8 blockbusters.
Let's go.
Oh, blockbusters! Is this like when we're at trivia and they ask a question about name these however many blockbusters that so and so was in? And we're like, please define blockbuster.
Go ahead, Brian.
All right. First up, we have Summer of Violence. It tells the story of Naomi, who turns down law school to pursue poetry. She struggles to survive in 1993 Denver after being cut off during a period of violent crime in the city known as the Summer of Violence.
She deserves it. She's
Damn
gonna be
you,
a
Denver!
Poet. Sorry.
This was
Jealous of poets.
Yeah.
this scored really well at all of the film festivals. So, next up we have 200% Wolf.
Not 150. Not 175. 200.
200.
This appears to be an animated film. Mm-hmm. When Freddie Lupin's wayward wish transforms him into a werewolf and deposits a mischievous moon sprite on Earth, Freddie must restore the cosmic order before the Earth and moon collide.
Oh, I saw that. It was called Moonfall.
I think it's a different movie.
It's probably better than Moonfall. This is probably better.
Probably.
What else you got?
Let's see. We also have Unhappy for You. Mm-hmm. Chef Wancho reunites with ex-girlfriend Zai visiting her hometown. Initially seeking revenge against her engagement, he unexpectedly redevelops feelings.
Okay.
Yep. Let's see. Also, we have Greedy People. Follows the residents of a small island town who must navigate a sensational murder and the discovery of $1 million. A series of increasingly bad decisions upend the once peaceful community.
I think I saw this called Simple Plan.
So this has
Billy Bob.
Lily James, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Tim Blake, Joey Lauren, Simon Rex,
Joey Lauren Adams?
yeah, Jim Gaffigan.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
Actually,
I
that's
sit
pretty
corrected.
also coming out. We have Between the Temples, a cantor in a crisis of faith finds his world turned upside down when his grade school music teacher re-enters his life as his new adult bat mitzvah student.
Okay.
Jason Schwartzman,
Okay.
Robert Smigel. Yep.
Okay.
Go for it.
Next up, we have The Forge.
Oh, jeez. This looks so bad.
After graduating from high school without any plans for the future, Isaiah receives a push to start making better life decisions. Isaiah Wright, he lives for basketball and video games. He has no job, no plans, no idea of how to be a man. At odds with his single mom, Isaiah is given an ultimatum: step up or move out.
He doesn't dance, though, Jeff. He doesn't step up to dance.
Oh, he doesn't step up to the streets?
No. He gets a secret
He really
society.
should've stepped up to the streets.
Yeah.
Next, we have Strange Darling. Nothing is what it seems when a twisted one-night stand spirals into a serial killer's vicious murder spree.
This looks interesting.
It does.
I don't know if they're going to be able to pull it off, but it looks different. At least they're trying something.
Ed Begley Jr. and Giovanni Ribisi are the
Yeah.
only two people that I recognize in this film.
Yeah. And then what else?
We also have, this one actually looks somewhat interesting, Blink Twice.
Oh, yeah.
When tech billionaire Slater King meets cocktail waitress Frida at his fundraising gala, he invites her to join him and his friends on a dream vacation on his island. As strange things start to happen, Frida questions her reality. This is Channing Tatum.
Mm-hmm. Tates.
Friend of the show.
Christian Slater. Simon Rex with 2 movies coming out this week.
Look at him.
Haley Joel Osment.
Ooh, Haley Joel sighting.
Yeah, the trailer for this looks interesting.
Okay. Is that it?
And lastly, this week coming out, we have The Crow.
Oh, Blake's going to see this.
No.
This modern reimagining of the 1994 cult classic The Crow. Soulmates Eric and Shelley are brutally murdered. Given a chance to save her, Eric must sacrifice himself and traverse the worlds of the living and the dead, seeking revenge.
There you go.
I'm very much been looking forward to this.
Yeah, they said it's probably going bomb at the box office, but I'm interested in this too. The trailers look good.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm not going into it expecting it to be
the first
Crow.
Crow is amazing. The original is amazing. But yeah.
I'm very interested in the take. Yep. I think Bill Skarsgård looks pretty. I mean, obviously, not the same, but I think he, as the Crow, looks.
Yeah,
I think it looks really good.
Jeff, do you have some top 5 music over there from the Pop Culture Cafe? They did send it on over.
I think it's this button.
Boy, oh boy, weren't they great. That's the lobotomized monkey, and now, the top 5.
Okay, top 5 this week.
Top 5 movies that scarred us as kids.
I'll go first on this one. My number 5 is Dumbo. Mostly, not because it was sad, but that fucking pink elephants when they're drunk or high or
Pink
on
Elephants
acid.
on Parade?
Yeah. I do not like films where they go on like these, I've said this before, like marijuana highs, all this, like, when they're having psychedelic drugs. I hate those parts. I think they slow down the films. I think they're just awful parts. And I think I equate it because of this fucking movie. Because of this scene.
Didn't like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
No.
You don't like Belgian beer delirium tremens?
No. Yes. No. Yeah, and Dumbo, it's just I hated that scene. It made me hide my eyes every time it fucking came on. Fucking Dumbo. It's not even
Wasn't there a nightmarish Bugs Bunny opera nightmare, which is similar to that? Is that on your list?
No.
No?
Bugs Bunny's good, though.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Brian?
Go my number 5, and I will say Pinocchio.
Hey, that's my number 4. Put it on the board.
It's
a creepy show.
It's just weird and just I didn't.
Yeah, it's freaky.
Yeah, didn't like it.
Nope. Blake, number 5.
I came up with 6 movies, so I'm going to Hobie 5 and put them together. They're not really related.
That's okay.
I just want to put all 6.
It's your
in.
top 5, top 6.
So obviously, my list is going to date me.
Okay.
And you probably all figure out how old I am after this. If you didn't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, whatever they watched as kids probably aren't what we watched as kids.
Yours and mine,
although they both picked older movies.
It's true. Yeah, although yours and mine may have some overlapping. We'll see what happens. But I'll tell you what, 1978. I mean, all right. So this goes back to the early days of the original cable, the movie channel. So we would go to my uncle's and we'd watch movies on the movie channel like, Friday or Saturday night. Yeah, because it was a family thing to do.
On Skinamax?
No, not Skinamax.
On the home box office.
Oh, sorry.
Or the HBO.
Yes.
The old HBO.
The old.
Yeah, back when there were no commercials on
And they showed real sex.
Pay-per-view TV, yeah.
17.
So anyways, I grouped them together. 1978, The Deer Hunter. The POW scenes. And the Russian roulette.
Yep.
Scarred for fucking life.
Yep.
Water, rats, the torture.
He still went into the military after that.
Yeah.
Definitely not a movie I saw as a child.
No. The other one, I just put it in there because it was creepy, big, open hotel spaces. The Shining.
Oh, that's a good one.
Again, not a movie I saw as a child.
I did. And it's creepy.
It is creepy. Even though it's older and the special effects are a little dated, it's still fucked up psychologically.
I don't like it.
If those are going to be the type of things on your list, we will have no crossover.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there you go.
Because I did not watch those as a child.
What's your number 5 then, Jeff?
My number 5 is Popeye.
The woman, Olive Oil, is in The Shining.
She is.
There's a connection.
There's your connection.
But Shelley Duvall is Olive Oil. Robin Williams is Popeye.
Pluto.
What part of it scarred you?
The fact that it was Popeye is a terrible movie.
Is a real life Popeye?
Robin Williams' version or impersonation of Popeye was not good.
You should probably get those muscles looked
One,
at. They don't
Popeye
look
isn't
normal.
that great to begin with.
No.
The arm prosthetics.
The arcade game was good.
The arm prosthetics.
Oh, God.
So Popeye was
Okay.
number
4?
Number 4 for me, I've got Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
The heart?
Oh, no. Not that part. The fact that Kate Capshaw ran around screaming the whole time.
I like your scarring is a lot different.
Yes. I'd be scarred.
She's the best sidekick in Indiana.
Oh, she was terrible.
I wonder how she got that job.
If you remove her from the movie, I might not have been scarred.
Wonder how she got that.
Well, when you sleep with the director, come on.
Number 4, Blake?
The Bells. The Exorcist.
Again.
1973. Granted, I didn't watch it when it first came out, but
Number 1 for me.
The Exorcist.
Yep.
I mean, when you're a kid,
Yep.
the whole
It still freaks me out.
The stair, climbing down backwards in the stair.
You know
Fucking
what?
freaky shit.
You know what even freaks me out even more than that?
The Bells.
No.
Oh.
When they do they change from scene to scene and the devil's face shows up. Yeah. Oh God, I can't. They did that in Late Night with the Devil, and I was like, "Stop it!
I want to see it. Don't spoil it.
Oh, I'm not.
I want to see it. I want to see it.
It's great film.
Okay,
great
good.
film. But yeah, Exorcist. Yeah, I agree. Number 1 for me. Put it on the board.
Oh, and by the way, still won't eat pea soup to this day.
Number 4 for you, Brian.
Number 4 for me, Old Yeller.
Oh,
traumatizing.
Yep. That does scar.
Yep.
My number 4 is Pinocchio. Mm-hmm. My number 3, Hobie did. It was Twilight Zone the movie. Especially the first scene when the guy rips in the car and he has the monster. He actually is a monster and he kills the dad. Oh God, that's creepy.
Didn't have to do with anybody dying in a helicopter.
No,
scene?
that's real life.
Oh, sorry.
And I tied that with a movie. Stephen King miniseries were a thing back in the day, right? In the 80s and 90s, they would always have a miniseries once a year, usually, or twice a year, and it was always great. Probably shouldn't be watching it, but my
Tales
dad,
from the Dark Side?
my dad would turn it on. This one my brothers did. It with Tim Curry. That freaked me out like no other. Oh my God, no, I'm out. I can't.
Clowns can be creepy.
Have you watched any of the new ones?
I watched the first one, and that's still pretty freaky. They did a good job with it. I have not started the second one. I wanted to, but it's just I like the the new version, but it's like, okay. So, but it's well done.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I never read the books, and I don't think I've ever seen any of those movies all the way through. I've seen 20 to 30 minutes of the part of a movie, of both, the old and new, but I never captivated
When
me
Tim
to
Curry
watch
came out of the bathroom floor, the shower floor in the school, oh my God, I was out. I can't. That freaks me out.
But wasn't the Tim Curry one a little corny?
Yes.
Yeah, but as an 8 or 9 year old, it wasn't.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
It was
I
right.
read it as a teenager, and then shortly after I read it, the Tim Curry version came out, and I was not a big fan of it. I thought it was not that well done.
I was 10 when it came out. Still freaky. Still freaky. Number 3 for you, Brian?
Number 3 for me, Maximum Overdrive.
Another Stephen King.
We made you!
Are you scared to
Richard
pass
Bachman.
semis on the highway?
Not so much anymore, but for a long time I was.
I thought you were scarred by the AC/DC soundtrack.
Yeah, that's...
Number 3 for you?
Number 3. They're here.
Really?
Poltergeist.
That's an honorable mention for me.
And the pool scene where it's raining and she falls in the mud and all the dead bodies start popping up and out. And it scared the piss out of me. Now, I actually saw, I may have talked about this on the podcast a year or two ago. I watched it again as an adult.
Yeah.
Cheesy.
Yeah.
Fucking the special effects, horrible. Don't hold up. Maybe they should make a remake of. Did they make a remake of that?
They did remake it.
Okay.
I mean, for the 80s, that's what you...
For the 80s,
expected
it was like
special effects, but
top. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I did see Poltergeist as a child.
Yeah.
It didn't scar me.
Yeah.
It was honorable mention.
I wasn't scarred.
Not after Popeye.
No, God, Popeye was terrible.
Number 3 for you, Jack.
Number 3 for me is Oliver.
Consider yourself.
The musical from 1968.
One Best Picture.
Yeah, and that kind of scarred me, thinking people thought this was a great picture to give it an Academy Award.
That or
Even
The
though I
Greatest
do
Show
like
on
the
Earth.
song. Well, Greatest Show on Earth is worse, but I didn't see that as a
Okay,
child.
sorry. Just checking.
But I do like the song "Consider Yourself." I'll sing that. That was good, but the rest of it was kind of.
Number 2?
Number 2 for me, Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
You know,
The bug in the ear scene.
Yes. Oh,
That is the one thing from my childhood that on film like freaked me out.
Okay.
I agree.
I mean, just that scene, but that scene was like, no.
It wasn't Montalban's pecs.
Montalban's pecs didn't.
That still scars me.
They're saying on set that guy did like 100 push-ups every hour or something. I don't know.
Number 2 for you?
Number 2, man, being grown up in the 80s, always under the threat of nuclear war.
I know where this is going. Go ahead.
It was made for TV movies the day after.
Yep.
You know, just scarred by the initial, like you're like out in the Great Plains, you know, out there and all of a sudden just looking up and all the missile silos of missiles going off. No reason whatsoever. Just there they go. And you're fucked.
It's a very uplifting show to watch as a kid.
Oh, the little girl getting radiation and losing her hair. Fucking, it was just nasty. You know, and that basically, you know, surmised everybody's fears back in the 80s. The
Cold
U.S.,
War.
Soviets. The fear that, the fear that people forget about growing up in the fear of nuclear war, especially in today's global fucking climate.
Yep. Number 2? Brian?
My number 2, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh.
Just when I was a child, that terrified me.
I watched I don't think it was
I don't.
Yeah.
But
I watched, maybe it was the second one a couple of weeks ago. It was just on in the background of that. It still doesn't do, like, it does a decent job, like,
Would you say the second one?
first or second. Maybe it was the first one.
Okay.
Who's Johnny Depp?
That was the first one.
Okay, it was the first one then.
No, the second one was just a terrible movie all around.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe I guess it was the first one. It was still fun. Like, I don't remember watching Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street growing up at all. I watched a lot of the other ones, like Friday the 13th and that, but I don't remember watching it. And like I've seen bits of me, and it was like, oh, still does pretty well. So the whole going into dreams, I could see like that just
as a kid, like that, like always just freaked me out. Like,
I can't sleep, Bob.
Yeah.
Again, yeah, I didn't see that until my teen years, so...
I mean, I don't remember how old I was when did that come out? That came out in like
82, 83?
So yeah, like I mean, I was probably, I didn't see it until probably like
It's a little
88,
Saturday
89.
afternoon monster movie special or something.
Yeah, so I was probably like 8 or 10
Yeah.
when I saw
84.
it. Okay, so yeah, it was probably like
I could see it.
90, 92, so something like that. So
My number 2 is something I begged my parents to let me watch when it came on, because it came on like once a year, and I was so excited to watch it, and I don't even know why. I guess it's just because it was a classic. And I watched it, and I think I was like 6 or 7, and I was freaked out within the first 30 minutes. Wizard of Oz. Fucking hate that movie.
Flying monkeys.
Bored by it.
Look, now watching
No, as a child, I was bored by it.
the whole tornado scene, and then the witch and everything, it was, oh God. And watching it now, I hate the film because I agree, it's boring and horrible and everything else. But yeah, so.
Well, not unless you're stoned and watching Pink Floyd
in the back.
Well, yeah, when I don't
You
have
listen
to
to
listen to
Pink
the
Floyd.
Lollipop
Yeah.
Guild, it's much better.
Consider yourself.
That's right. Dark Side of the Moon.
Now you're mixing
No,
them.
sorry.
Oh.
We are the Lollipop Guild.
We are gummy bears, gummy bears.
no,
Where do you come from? Number 2 was Wizard of Oz. And then number 1, Blake already said, Exorcist. Number 1 for you, Brian?
Number 1 for me, arachnophobia.
Ha!
Scared the ever living shit out
Yep.
of me to
Do you still
where
hate
I
spiders?
still
Still hate spiders.
hate them.
to this
I think
day.
that did a lot for our generation back in the day, that movie.
Like, just fucking terrified
Yep.
me.
Number 1 for you?
I think this was the first movie I saw at our friend's house, friends of the family, movie channel, before we started going to my uncle's. Jaws.
Ah!
I'll tell you what,
Yep.
because we used to, when I was a kid, we used to go to Myrtle Beach, and we also used to go to Duck Island, North Carolina, for summers. And I swear, for the next 2 or 3 summers, I would not get in the fucking water
Yeah.
on the ocean. Jaws.
Friend
because
of the
that
podcast,
movie.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Yep.
Yeah.
He does not like couches or chairs.
He just doesn't understand them.
That's true.
He doesn't understand how they are supposed to work.
The concept of them.
Number 1 for you, Jeff.
Number 1 for me is The Incredible Mr. Limpet. Don Knotts turning into an animated fish.
That looked pretty much like him.
Yeah, they drew his mannerisms onto the fish.
I've never
was-
heard of that.
Oh, yeah.
You're missing out.
Jeff, I like your top 5 this week.
But why?
Don Knotts was a fish. There was a fish that looked and talked like Don Knotts.
Good enough. I got some honorable mentions.
Don't do
Let's
that
see.
yet. We do everybody else's
All right.
listeners.
I got 3 honorable mentions. We'll
Okay,
see if
let's
somebody
see.
hits it.
There you
If
go.
they hit it, I'll let you know.
My wife did a top 4.
Okay.
No particular order. Jaws.
There you go.
She had to go in the water. Exorcist.
There you go.
Arachnophobia. And anything to do with Michael Myers, not the comedian, from Halloween. She said she won't even go into stores.
Great scary soundtrack.
Yes. And she's like,
Won't watch original
won't
Star
let me
Trek with
I'm
Will
guessing
Shatner's
that's why she
face.
won't let your kids watch any movies.
any horror movies, correct.
Any movies that don't have a G rating. It's
PG-13 we're up to.
for the oldest.
Yes.
Who's
No, even my 10-year-old is now to PG-13. Jacoba, tweets by Jacoba, had Gremlins,
Oh, yeah. That was on my honorable mention.
Donnie Darko. That's fucked up. Psycho.
the original.
Yeah.
The original, yeah.
The Vince Vaughn one kind of scarred me, too.
Oh yeah, that scarred me more than the original just because it was terrible.
Christmas Story with Santa pushing Ralphie down the slide.
Oh.
This is a good one. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, the child catcher. How did they
Yeah.
get away with that? And then honorable mention, Wizard of Oz, Flying Monkeys. Dana Gardens,
Oh,
friend of the show. Go check them out. Great bar. 1 through 5, It.
Way to put some effort into that
on
list.
Facebook, Doug says this isn't the top 5,
Yeah.
but he said Jason better have E.T. on his list.
Well, he didn't.
E.T. is an honorable mention. It's on my list because I fucking hate that show so much. And it did scare me as a kid. I was like 3.
Scare or Scar?
Scarred.
Okay.
Sorry. And it was just fucking horrible. I fucking hate that movie. And then once they put the walkie-talkies in instead of the guns.
Oh, well, yeah, but that wasn't as a kid.
No, but I'm just saying.
Is that why you can't eat Reese's Pieces to this day?
I actually do like Reese's Pieces. Randall Holt at RJ Holt 666. He's not evil.
He's just handled that way.
And my brother.
Top 5. Return to Oz. That's a good one.
Okay.
Transformers the movie because of the death of Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Spoilers on a 38-year-old movie.
Nightmare on Elm Street. Jaws, Stay Out of the Water. Did you copy this? Popeye.
No, I didn't see that at all.
Popeye, or he's listening to us right now inside.
How is he listening to us right
He
now?
has a bug in here.
iPhone.
I think there's a transmitter in the
We didn't put our iPhones in a skiff.
Oh.
Steve from Everything I Learned from Movies.
Oh, everything I learned from movies.
At number 5, he put The Great Mouse Detective. The bat popping out in the opening scene scared me.
But did it scar him?
Must have done both. 4, Ghostbusters. For some reason, the librarian in the beginning was scarier than Zool or Gozer
Yeah. I
or
could see
any
that.
of the city under Havoc. 3, Aliens, as it should. 2, Michael Jackson's Thriller, where he's a werewolf and a zombie.
I will say, walking into the Kmart when I was young and seeing that video did kind of freak me out.
They play that video at Kmart.
Yeah.
And number 1, Ghoulies. I was being potty trained at the time, and the poster of a green monster popping out of the toilet at the Flying J across the street did no favors.
I could see that.
No Wicker Man?
He probably is not scarred by that.
And then finally, we have Nick Mayer.
Yeah, number 5, The Great Mouse Detective. Fidget jumping out from the beginning.
Love The Great Mouse Detective, and it is a darker film.
Number 4, Dumbo. Dumbo's mom being taken away and the pink elephant.
Hell yeah, Nick. Screw those pink elephants.
Number 3, Jungle Book. Shere Khan fight and the scene with the fire.
Yeah.
Number 2, Ghostbusters 2, Vigo and the Ooze.
That did scar me, but it wasn't because of that. It just scarred me because it was so bad.
And number 1, The Wizard of Oz, the tornado scene and the flying monkey.
I'm with you, Nick.
Honorable mentions from my wife and her childhood: It, Terminator, Total Recall, and Predator.
So she just doesn't like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He scarred her.
Eraser is
was
okay.
I guess I wasn't scarred by Arnold as a child.
Hey, remember how when I said I would kill you last?
No, don't do that.
Yeah,
I
you did.
lied.
I lied.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, you did. You told me you'd kill me last.
I guess the Arnold movie I remember from my childhood is Scavenger Hunt, and he was just playing the guy who ran the gym.
I run the gym. Welcome to Scavenger Hunt. I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He threw a medicine ball at Tony Randall, and he fell out the window.
Catch the medicine ball, Tony. Why aren't you catching it?
Blake, give me an adjective.
Your girly arms.
Oh, we got honorable mentions.
Oh, we forgot the honorable mention.
Blake, do your honorable mentions.
I was just trying to get him to
That's
stop.
Salem's Lot.
Good. That's scary.
Floating vampire
Yep.
outside the window.
Yep.
Freaky.
You guys are like watching the wrong movies as children.
Yes, that is true.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Creepy. Donald Sutherland. Yep. Yep.
I was scared of pod people.
Yeah, it was creepy. I'll give you that.
And I never saw this in the movies. I saw this like on WAB Channel 43 with Superhost. Freaked me out. Gargoyles.
The cartoon.
You ever see the movie Gargoyles?
No.
Oh, these archaeologists find a coven of gargoyles out like in Arizona desert or something and freak this town out, man.
Is it a documentary?
No.
Oh, okay.
Based on real life events, though.
What else you got? What we got? Real quick. Let's go.
Blake, give me an adjective.
Scary.
Jeff, give me an exclamation.
Jinkies.
Jinkies. Okay. Scooby-Doo. Jason, give me a letter of the alphabet.
Z.
Or
Blake.
Zed for our English listeners.
Blake, give me a
Or
place.
Canadian.
The Hobie
Bob Studios.
Bob Studios.
Bob Studios.
Jeff, give me a celebrity.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Nope, I am not doing that. I will go David Hasselhoff.
He's a man. He's a man.
A dragon.
Jason, give me an occupation.
Radio disc jockey. I was trying to think of. I was going to say racer from Schwarzenegger, but that's not a real occupation.
Blake, give me a verb ending in ing.
Podcasting.
Oh.
That is a verb, and it ends in ing.
Jeff, give me an adjective.
Honorable. Like our mentions.
Jason, give me an animal.
Zebra.
You're stuck in the Zeds over there.
Blake, give me a celebrity.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm in the room. How can you not pick me?
Please stop.
Big D.
Doug?
Jeff, give me a type of building.
A type of building. We'll say a mega church. I just found out yesterday the Crossroads Church here locally is the 5th largest mega church in the world.
Oh.
Yeah, that
I
tracks.
did not realize that A, that it was that big, and B, that there weren't bigger ones elsewhere. Well, there are 4 bigger ones elsewhere.
Yeah.
Only 4, though.
Jason, give me a verb.
Running. Like I ran in the Running Man.
Wouldn't that be a verb ending in ing?
How about run?
Run.
Okay. Blake, why don't you give me a verb ending in ing?
Wanking.
Winking?
Wanking.
Oh, wanking.
Okay.
With an A.
Got it. Jeff, give me a plural noun.
Ooh. Peanuts.
Jason, give me a noun. Singular.
Car.
I'm glad he didn't say peanut.
Shut up. Damn it.
Blake, give me a type of container.
Rubbermaid.
That's a brand.
It's still type.
Still a type?
Just leave off the maid part and see how that fits in.
Jeff, give me a verb.
Wallow.
All right. Jason, finish us up with another verb.
Not ending in ing.
Jogging. Jog.
All right. So we're doing a Taylor Swift Mad Lib.
Ooh, Taylor Swift.
Oh, I hope the
accent.
Swifties don't come after us.
This
now.
is
They will. Hey, she approved this Mad Libs.
she did.
That's right. Oh, there you go.
This
Friend of
is
the show.
Dreaming of a Backstage Pass Mad
no.
Lib. From one scary fan to another. Jinkies. OMZ. I had an amazing dream last night. I dreamed I won a back Hobie studio pass to meet Hasselhoff. She is my favorite disc jockey ever. In my dream, I was literally podcasting up and down like an honorable zebra. Doug was so nice in person. We met up in the megachurch's basement. Run it or not, that's where the wanking rooms
That tracks.
for all the performers are. While I was in the dressing room, we exchanged friendship peanuts. And I even got a signed car.
Not card.
Car.
I even got a signed car that I put in my see-through Rubbermaid. Then we all took a photo together. We both made silly faces in the picture that made us wallow for hours. What a great dream. If I had amazing dreams like this every night, I'd never want to jog up.
Well, great. That was great.
The wanking room in the basement of the mega church.
Titles for the show. Bad idea of the week.
Yeah.
Signing a Disney Plus agreement. Number 217.
Not reading
He'd never learned to read.
You got to read the terms and services.
Titles for the show: His Pecs Still Scare Me, Swallow the Pickle, I Just Ordered My Oats, I'm on Postal Time.
I also had I'm on Postal Time. I had Is a Meaty Mushroom Edible? And the Abracadabra versus Osmosis.
Let's see here. I had the Onks Ooze.
Now, are we spelling that onk? Like the
O-N-X is how I'm Onks Ooze is how it was perceived by my my headphones. Tchotchkes everywhere.
Tchotchkes everywhere.
Abracadabra versus Osmosis. And anal buzzers.
I guess we're doing Abracadabra versus Osmosis.
Good luck spelling that. You can't say it. I doubt you can spell
I
it.
can say those two words.
Yeah, he can say those. He can't say the real words.
Thanks everybody for listening. We'll be back next week with a guest, Dr. Bednar, the Love Doctor. So come on back and send us some questions at Bad Ideas Podcast. Roger says goodbye.
Email them.
Yes.
You can email them.
Yep, at hobiepod@gmail.com. There you go. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
From Walking Dead to Talking Heads, from comic books to TV sets, there's a history. Not so bad, there's the history. It's the history of bad, so bad. The history of bad, it's bad. History of Bad Ideas Podcast.
You've been listening to Hobie.